Hey, welcome everybody. It's Saturday and we're doing another live stream, another hangout. I tried to schedule in between a couple other people that were streaming, and then Chris is on right now, and I didn't know that was going to happen. So, it is what it is. But I have 3 guests here I can bring in, and we can start the show, get going. We bring everybody in. Astro Printer, Matt, and Trevor. Hey guys, how's everybody?
Great.
Yeah, good.
Real good. You're busy at work there, Trevor, huh?
Yeah. Hold on, I got some low audio here.
All right. Yeah, your
There
hair
we
is
go.
short, Matt. Looks like you got in a cat fight.
Yeah.
Fight with the weed whacker. The weed whacker won.
H Colorado. Plastic Putty Red Light. Hey, what's going on? Betty Boot 45. Oh, cool. You got your filament. Awesome. Cool. So, yeah, what's everybody got going on? What are you working on?
I have some laser work to be done. I have those sticks that I did before for somebody. I've been asked to do another 900 of them. 900?
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm starting. I'll start that tomorrow. But I'm going to get them done over the space of 2 weeks.
How many? When you done them before, how did you print them out? Did you have a template one at a time?
I made a template, but I only did them one at a time. This time I'm not going to do that because I'm going to probably get a bit of board or something and cut it out, and then you drop them into that area so they always sit in the same spot and just run it that way.
You can do like maybe 50 at a time or something, or 100 plus.
I don't think I'll get 50 at a time, but I'll probably get about 30 or so onto the board, yeah, on the various time.
Way easier.
Yeah, and way faster.
Yeah, they're what, about as big as a chopstick?
It's not even that size. It's about the length of your pinky, maybe a bit longer than your pinky.
All right. Yeah,
maybe
we got
I have a middle finger, which I won't stick up because it's rude, but it's roughly the length of your middle finger.
Hello, Jeff, Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, HVAC, Sergio, H Colorado. Hello, everybody. Oh, Trevor's got a template there for something. Oh, he's probably doing
business card.
Okay.
And just 3D printed it, man. It works great.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. I can 3D print it easy enough, and I can just do a bit of tweaking to get it right.
Did you use foam board, Trevor, or what did you use for a template?
I 3D printed it, man. Come on,
3D printed the template. Okay. Because I've done some coasters before, and I just went to the dollar store and bought a piece of white foam board, cut them out. It's fairly thick, drop the coaster in and splash pretty much.
No, I went in Fusion. Took about 20 minutes. Hit print and good to go.
Okay.
Cool. I try to do stuff for anything I'm going to do more than 1 or 2 times. I always try to make a jig. Like for cups, makes it so much easier. I have a turner, but sometimes on cups I can use a 300 millimeter lens and just set it down and wrap it using the lens instead of the rotary. It's quicker. Okay. But to be able to set the cup in the same spot every single time, make it so I can duplicate it. Man, 3D printing's coming very handy for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. So you brought your dog to work?
I left mine at home
that was
today.
mine.
Oh, that was Matt. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I might look at doing a template later this evening and throw something out there. But I need to do some tweaking. I probably won't even do it in Fusion. I could probably do it in Tinkercad really fast. It only needs to hold a small bit of slot, a little bit of slot that it sits into each time. So I'll knock something out pretty fast later on, probably.
I've been.
Yeah, I'm feeling better today. Hey, Betty Boop.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
What's your secret with Luban on sizing the photograph to the print? Because I was talking to Luigi about that. It doesn't save that file exactly for the size that you're printing, right? So, of course, you can size it down by size, but I've had a hard time getting it exactly right. It's always off by just a millimeter.
Okay. What is your border reference? How big are your borders? Mm-hmm. This is what you have to minus the dimension of what it is, the picture. So if your picture is 280 millimeter, and your borders are 5 mil thick each on each side. So you have basically 10 mil altogether. So you deduct the 10 mil from the 280 mil, so you have 270 mil, and then you give it into, I use called PhotoPad, and it links up with my printer, and I just put in the number 270, and then it automatically corrects the second position of the up position, or depends what position is bigger. You always want to go from the biggest position and calculate it minus from that position. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise contact me and... Oops, that was my...
I just went in and opened it up in, like I use GIMP, and I just opened it up and resized it. You know, it was easy. I was going to talk to Luigi, though, because it would be nice if he'd update it so it would generate a real size photo
to the same size. Yeah, I know.
Print. I mean, it seems easy. I mean, compared to everything.
Hey, Dave.
I use Luban a lot. I
Dave.
used it like 3 times this week in my business on different stuff. Find it very helpful.
I love Luban. I have the unlimited version now. Sorry, Jerry.
No, here's the link, StreamYard link. I forgot to put it in chat. If anybody would like to drop in, hang out. If you've never been here before, or if you've been here a million times, you're very welcome to drop in, hang out. Yeah, I started another time lapse yesterday. I started working on Beowulf, Grendel's mother. I've got the head of the dragon here done. I still have to do more of the body and the base. And then as far as for Angelina Jolie, which played the part, I have her character right here. It's basically, everything is smooth. There's nothing obscene about this. But anyway, she's going to be fairly tall and nice, done in resin. I hollowed out the body and everything that I could. But I'm working on a video on this. It'll be different time lapses. And the time lapse that I released last week on my new DSLR camera, which I'm learning how to use, it was like 350 pictures just to make that real quick time lapse. If you guys seen on my channel, there's like 16 gigs of information. Each picture was like 5 megs. I think I've been told by a few people what I need to do on settings to change it, and I don't know how to do that yet, but I will at some point.
You should, right in your settings, you should have in that. How does that work? I saw where the cable, it plugs into the
it's got a
USB.
It has a photo optic eye on the other end, and you stick it anywhere in your resin printer that can see the UV. The minute the UV flashes, it clicks, it takes a picture.
So you put it into the vent in a printer, so when the UV light comes on, it can sense it.
Some printers, you might have to open up the back. Mine, on the Anycubic Photon Mono X, there's a hole in the back behind the upright, where it goes up and down, that I just stick it in a hole about 2 inches, and then it just works. And I put it on a manual, I zoom in on it, and then my software that I started using instead of Movie Studio 16, which I've been paying for years, I'll never use it again. I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and that's a professional program, and the free version has almost every possible option you would ever need. You don't even have to spend the $200 or $300 and buy the pro version. But movie studios, television stations, everybody around the world works with DaVinci Resolve. That's what I'm learning how to use. Yeah.
Do you want me to show you my program, what I'm using? Quick?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, I haven't put them up for sale yet. I need to make sure all 3 of them are properly leveled and printing, and I haven't done that yet. They're still sitting.
So once you have your program open and you feed in the picture, what you want to do, you want to go to your printer. And of course, right now this is really small, the picture. And here are the dimension. You have to scale to fit paper. If you click on that, it will scale it. But you have to unclick it. So your picture is, let's say, 280. Oops, sorry. No, the butterfingers here. Doesn't want me to do it now. 280. Oh, okay. Okay, this was a smaller picture size. I don't know. Let's go 270. Ah, come on. You know when technology doesn't work, you know.
It all no.
Okay.
If technology is never going to fail for you, it will always fail when you're trying to do something live.
Okay.
When
That's
you're
the
not doing it
original.
live and you're doing it at home, it always works perfect.
Yeah, I know. This is the original size of the picture. So, like I said, my borders are basically 5 mil thick, as you can see. And what I do then is just minus 10 mil. That's 6. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sweating here.
Give me 1 minute, I'll be with class.
Now, basically, it's 260, and now you have the right size for it. And also the bottom, you have to cut the bottom off first. You have it maybe like 5 mil is your bottom thickness, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, 5 mil. Yeah, exactly. Because all the borders are 5 mil. So you cut the bottom off and you just glue it then on. That's it. And you just click print and it will print it out. You know, and you just have to cut it out at the bottom first and then attach it to the back. It's a really simple process.
Use glue stick. That's what I did before. It seemed to work.
Yeah, I use glue stick. Yeah, because it's easy washable off the print itself.
And you can slide it on a little bit and maneuver it until it dries.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty clear.
Also, if you have humidity, it does start to warp. So if you put it in the window and you have humidity concentration on the window, it will affect the picture, but not too much. I expect over a while the picture will fall off. Then you basically print out a new picture and glue it back on.
You probably spray the back with a varnish or something if you were worried about it.
Yeah, or dunk it in resin maybe.
A 3M adhesive if it doesn't affect the plastic. Well, I don't know, that glue, it might mess up the picture.
Well, you could use wood glue, the white wood glue mixed with water, spray it on the back, and then put your picture on that.
It needs to be see-through.
It does. White wood glue clear and dries clear.
Okay, as long as it dries clear, it's fine.
Stuff, the white wood glue.
Yeah.
The yellow stuff will actually dry yellow, but the white actually will dry almost clear. So that's exactly what you need. And it's so thin. If you mix it down with water and you spray it on, it'll be such a thin layer anyway, you wouldn't see through it, but it goes hard. It would probably do what you're looking for.
They're like Mod Podge maybe, which is like a Elmer's glue.
Yeah, Mod Podge.
Oh, people
I got
put
27
together and they coat them with Mod Podge to glue the puzzle together. Hello, Kenny. How you doing? DNS Tech. Hello. How are you? Hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. My wife went and got her second shot this morning, so hopefully
excellent.
Had my second last week, no side effects.
I'm protected as of Monday. My 2 weeks wait are over.
Yeah, you guys hear me all right? Because I got a new microphone now. So
cool. Very nice.
Because it was chaotic before. I think I tried to jump in and I was basically over talked because nobody was hearing my voice, because it was too silent. And
sorry,
I love this new thing.
Huh?
What? I can't hear you. Thanks, Liam.
Yeah, right before the stream, Liam said I kept freezing and my video was going out, so I rebooted everything. I've got OBS running in the background. That way I can play sounds and switch cameras and stuff. So anyway, hopefully I don't freeze or anything happens.
Yeah.
And I think I'm starting to get more sun. I'm slowly starting to get a tan now. I'm not out in the sun much, but as time goes on, day after day, month after month, I'll get darker and darker and darker. No, if I'm outside, that is.
See, that'll never happen to Trevor because he works 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom came to visit last week, and we went out and had a beach day.
Cool.
That was fun. I don't realize I was living here. We're every day, and on the way to work, the beach, and that's about it.
You're freezing on and off, and your voice is garbled for a minute there, Trevor.
Yeah. Is your internet slow today?
What's that?
Your internet. Are you having problems with your internet today?
Yeah. Yeah, we have
Yes.
up and down all day.
I had yesterday evening problems between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. I had trouble. Was totally off the internet everywhere in my town.
Oh, you must have had withdrawal symptoms.
Not really. I was trying to do some work, but luckily I have the unlimited version from Luban, so I can work actually offline with that one. With the yearly one, you actually have to have internet access to actually before it works.
Oh. So you're asking about the sticks. This is the size of the sticks.
Building a stick house?
No, it's I need to engrave on these for somebody.
All right.
900.
What are you gonna put on there?
I have 900 of these to do.
And what kind of logo you put on?
Just text.
Just sticks.
Just text.
All right.
Yeah. So I have 900 to do.
Are you buying long Dells at Lowe's or Home Depot and cutting them all down?
No,
No.
He provided everything.
Okay,
I
cool.
just have to get Bram to engrave it.
Okay. Is that
If I was
local?
doing
Or
all
you
of it, it'd be cost a lot
is that
more.
local, or you have to ship them to him?
Oh, it's local. I met him and he gave me the blanks, and then when I'm done, I'll meet up with him again and give them back to him, and
Cool.
he'll pay me.
Cool.
I did a domino job this week. I engraved a bunch of dominoes.
That's interesting. Wood dominoes?
No, resin.
Oh,
Hold on, I get one.
Cool.
never heard of anyone engraving resin before.
It's possible.
Oh yeah, but resin, I'm assuming it gives off bad fumes when you engrave it.
Yeah.
Guy does custom dice. So on this set, he had me. I don't know if you could tell. It's a crocodile pattern
Yeah.
Yeah.
or dragon. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Are the crocodile pattern equal to every domino, or because if the dominoes are on the top not equally, you can distinguish which domino is which domino?
I don't know. He just burned.
No, I'm doing the back. So they have this for distinguishing. I'm doing the back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you use the same pattern on every domino, or you have different patterns for each domino.
I did the same pattern.
All right.
I could probably do different, but he didn't pay for that. So
Yeah.
What are
This
the,
way he could
it's
cheat
already
in
hard enough
dominoes.
doing it with the fiber.
what are the fumes like from?
There are none. I'm getting it so low power. I have to hit it 10 times with the laser to mark it because I'm doing such low power.
Oh, so
Because
you
otherwise-
do 10 passes?
Yeah, otherwise it'll just melt that thing. So I have it really, really fast and really low power.
Wow. Yeah, because I was wondering about acrylics and stuff. They'd all melt. Like, okay, I know you can cut acrylic, but like resins would be a different story, you know. And I'd assume the resin would smell bad.
No,
No, not enough light on the, there we go. 200
Yeah, we can read it.
25%.
power
100 kilohertz, 0.05 something, 10 passes.
hatch. My hatch.
Okay.
And that seemed to work. It doesn't burn it at all. It turns it into kind of a golden color and looks really sharp. So,
Cool.
I'm willing to try anything. That's why I tell my customers, at least when they ask me for weird stuff, is I say,
Yeah.
bring a bunch of samples. I'll try it. We'll see.
Yeah, I have no problem trying. But there's certain materials I will not cut in a laser.
Well, no, if
Because
it's putting
they're
out toxic fumes like acrylic or something, no.
Well,
Besides, that's the CO2 laser.
Actually, acrylic is not toxic fumes. Polycarbonate is toxic. Acrylic you can cut in a laser safely. But you can't do polycarbonates, and you can't do. There's a lot like you can't do foam because foam is poisonous, and you
I
can't
thought
do
acrylic released like
no polycarbonate.
cyanide or something.
No, polycarbonate does. Polycarbonate is nasty, the fumes of polycarbonate is corrosive and will actually damage your laser. But you can people in. Like, do you ever see those signs that's like a cutout with Yoda's face with the LED light? That's all done with acrylic. Now, the type of acrylic makes a difference. If you use extruded acrylic, the quality would be terrible. Yoda.
Yeah, my son was getting rid of a bunch of stuff to charity, and he had this Yoda in there. It's like, well, I'll take that. It's cool. I don't know. I guess a staff or something goes in his hand. He's got his hand open like this. So pretty cool.
But the best acrylic.
This is a backpack that looks like a Muppet.
If you change his ears, you can make it'd be like the grumpy old man sitting up in the mezzanine.
Yeah, we got some pillow stuffing in another room. I'm going to put pillow stuffing in him, and I don't know. I kind of like stuff like this.
If you ask the guys at Build-A-Bear, they actually may stuff it for you.
That might be an idea.
For stuffing, they have a machine to stuff the animals. So they might actually do it for you if you ask them. You might ask you to pay you $5.
I have stuffing. I can just go take my hand, stick it up its rear, and I can fill it myself.
Okay, that's a little bit too much information, Jerry.
Yeah. I got a button for that. Here we go. There's a button for that.
But
you like your buttons now, huh, Jerry?
You get sound effects and everything.
Pushing other people's buttons.
And Amazon was here. I've got goodies in the mail. They came right before the stream. So,
what'd you get?
The Amazon lady showed up. Yeah, I ordered these speed controllers from Amazon for the Droid build yesterday, and they were supposed to have been here, Friday, yesterday. And then I got an email saying, no, they're coming Wednesday. And then I got another email that says, no, they're coming May 1st. So after 3 or 4 days, I look for more speed controllers. I find them, pay $38, buy them a couple nights ago. They're supposed to come, I think, tomorrow. And then I got an email right after I made the order that the ones coming May 1st were coming today. So Amazon
cancel the other order now.
Huh?
Go cancel the other order.
No, they're the ones that are, I'll just keep them all. I'll use them. So we figured out how to open this.
You probably use them for your drink droid.
This is old people proof and child proof.
There's a sweet spot you can pair it at.
Yeah, there is. So, Jerry, you said they're old people proof and child proof. Under which category do you fall?
Well, I don't consider myself old, but I'm right there at it.
Oh, come on, Leon.
I'll be 50.
Don't be so mean.
I didn't make a judgment. I asked him to choose.
Well, I remember when I was a teenager, I figured people my age were old, so now I'm at that age.
So one of the guys, the joke is, you're walking down the street and you see an old guy across the street, and you think, God, he's really old, until you realize that you're in the school with him.
Got some wire and some...
that's the connectors.
With that heat shrink?
Heat shrink and
got some more wiring in there. Some
like new connectors and stuff.
What else do I got here in this box? I think these are speed controllers. Yay! The speed controllers are going to come May 1st are here. So, cool. These are the ones I wanted to put on each side of the droid.
Betty just said you're both because you act like a child.
Let's see. Let me go back.
We're guys. We like our toys, you know.
Carl Fenton, hello. How you doing?
Hey, Carl. How are you?
Hi, Carl. Yeah, the other speed controllers I found out after I had Smoke and Fire a week ago is when I ordered a replacement, they were 8 volt and they couldn't handle a 12 volt battery. And I could have swore they were 12 volt when I bought them the first time. And I went back and looked at that a few days later on Amazon. It said they were 8 volts. So that explained why I was putting too much power in them. And I went and put an inline fuse in. Mr. Bagley, Mr. B, recommended putting a fuse in after LiPo. So I went to AutoZone, bought a fuse, put the 5 amp fuse in it. And every time I would turn it on, I kept popping the fuse. So one of our other friends, Jason, mentioned to put a 15 amp in it. So I drove back to AutoZone, bought 15 amp fuses, bam, 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 kept popping it. Took the whole droid apart on Tripod Stream a few days ago when he was doing soldering on a live stream. And I started checking out every component. And I come to find out the speed controller was the problem. And then I realized that they were 8 volt, not 12 volt. So, headache after headache after headache. We won't be streaming again for 2 weeks, and by then, hopefully, it'll be done. Jason just posted a picture of his where it's got lights, it's turning.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Really cool, really cool. So We're getting
I
there.
saw that.
Yeah, I wonder how Sam is now.
Well, I'm sure he's busy in the delivery room right now.
Yeah. Good luck, Sam.
Well, this is some more wire that I had ordered. Well,
Is
the
that-
wire
is
that I
that
was
14
using.
gauge?
What's that?
Is that 14 gauge?
22.
Oh, that's very fine. Okay.
Yeah, this is 22. The stuff I was using was even really finer than that. And so
Hey,
I've got wiring in here. I've got wiring in here. So I'll use one or the other because when I got these motors from the company here in Vegas for like $22 a piece, well, the wiring that I had on here was you buy it on Amazon. It's multicolored. You pull them off, and they got a male and a female end on each end. That's what I was using. It's too light. So I went ahead and put some heavy wire out of the garage on here, and as soon as I did, the weight of it broke a couple of my connectors. So this brand new motor, I got a connector here that's broke. There's a tiny bit of metal right there, and I'm hoping I can solder to it. So I'd hate to have to throw this brand new motor away because I screwed up the connector. And so the wire was too heavy for it. So when I put it in the body, tried to put things back together, the weight of the wire moving around broke the connector that quick.
Yeah.
So I need to solder a piece onto it.
I think I've decided not to go with the track droid. I'm going to go with. There's already a cut version of the R2 out there, so I might just go with the R2 altogether and be done with it.
Yeah, and Mr. B just released the drinks droid. The files were just released a little while ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully during the
looks cool.
stream, I'll use my hypercube to get the body going. And like I say, people that have a smaller printer can still print that. Take it in NetFab or your favorite cutting software, just whack it in half, reprint it, glue it back together. It's not going to affect it in any way.
Well, with the R2, it's already sliced.
Yeah.
So I might as well just use the files. I've already downloaded them. I haven't decided what material. I'm probably going to go with PETG for the whole thing. It'll slow down the print, but the quality and the durability will be better. So I don't think I have enough PETG to do it all. I'd have to go order more PETG.
Honey Badger, he's going live after a bit. James and Michael are going live, I believe, around 4 o'clock our time. It's 12:31 here. But hey, I invited them if they want to drop in. They're welcome to drop in and hang out.
Come on, James. Come on. Come in.
Yeah, I actually thought about going on Amazon, and this is how my brain works. When I was a kid, I knew a friend of mine that had a long-haired wig where it's kind of punk and stood up on top. If I can buy one cheap enough, I could wear it on some of my streams. I could have real long hippie hair and have it punked up on the top. I think it'd be kind of cool. So
You should.
I remember, I'll go on Amazon and see if I can find one. I'll get me a wig and just throw it on to be funny. So,
You should. It'd be funny.
my wife, because you're not funny. I don't know why people laugh at you. Or then someone laughs. She's like, why do you encourage him? So I don't know. That's just the way I am.
Well, if you can't make fun of yourself, you shouldn't be making fun of others, right?
Yeah.
So
But I'm glad I got more parts here. So
You
I'll
got
also solder
TPU.
and wiring.
you got TPU. 3D print yourself a wig with a mohawk.
Yeah. Like some lion hair. And then since I'm growing my beard back now, I'm going to go ahead and grow it back. I need to order a Santa hat. So when I have my giveaway stream, when I get, 150 more subs, I'm going to have a big giveaway stream. Like, wear my Santa hat. So anyway, why not?
I think Betty says no to the mohawk.
Oh, the wig? Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be funny. Order a mohawk or something. It'd be funny for the live streams. Why not?
Make good Mr. T.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That
Yeah.
would be fun. And Mr.
Live
T.
streams need to be different. If you're exactly like everybody else's live stream, then why go watch that one over this one? If there's something more interesting over here, this guy acts like an ass more often, you might think he's funny and want to watch his. Anyway, it's all about ratings and getting thumbs up and likes. Anyway.
Hey, Mylan.
3D print newbie, hello. How you doing today?
Yeah, it's
Doing
gonna.
real good.
So, I have a question for you, Trev. How
Yeah.
often do you print stuff just for you? Since you do it every day in work, I'm wondering
Never.
how often do you do it?
Never.
Never.
I started printing a destroyer that was going to be like, I don't know, a meter tall.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen it on Colts. It was a nice file, and it took like 3 months to where I finally got enough of a break to print it for myself. And on the second piece, a customer came in and liked it and hired me to print a different file that he had of a destroyer. So, yeah,
If you
never
printed
happens.
something really huge like that and painted it, and you could have it as a centerpiece in your shop, as
Yeah.
long as it would never come down. But then the problem is, eventually somebody's going to walk in and offer you enough money that you're going to get a ladder out and take it down. There's a problem.
That's a great thing. I could just 3D print another one. They got to pay me enough for my ass to get on the ladder and cut it down. That's the big deal.
Or like the giant castle on Thingiverse, you should do a centerpiece, something you don't ever plan on selling. But if ever the right amount of money came along, I might get rid of it. But, just have something to look at.
I did a big dinosaur, and that came out really good. I'll show you a picture of that. And then a skate company hired up to do, it was kind of like a topiary frame. And that was the first time I ever used a 1mm nozzle. There was the print.
Yeah, the problem with the 1mm nozzle
is my big T-Rex. Let me go from the outside. It'll probably look better.
It's usually bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
So Jerry, I'm gonna come with a second with my iPad on because it's got a better camera.
Okay.
Because I want to show you guys the picture. I'll be in there in a second.
Okay.
So.
That looks good.
Very nice.
The only problem with a 1mm nozzle is you either have to print really, really, really slow, or you have to use a volcano hot end, because otherwise you won't be able to push enough plastic to be melted on time with it.
It went fast. So here's mine where it started, and then that's his. And here we're doing a big Sesame Street sign for our kid. Here's a Cr10 I'm getting ready for a customer.
Oh, cool.
I got a gig with Synovus Banks making some signs for their, I don't know what you call it, tellers.
Are you just doing layer changes for those, or what?
Yeah. I'm gonna. Okay. I think I'm actually gonna invest in the new Palette Pro, the 3. It actually looks like it might be, something that works after 6 months.
Fine-tuning those is hard,
I know, but doing changes like that, it's a pain. I'd rather an easier solution.
Yeah, well, for multicolor, for 2-color, that's why I prefer IDEX.
Wow, look at that.
And it's like you just say print. You do 2 different text.
Yeah.
Write 2 pieces. Put one on top of the other. Assign this to extruder 2, this part to extruder 1. Align them and hit go, and then it'll take care of them.
That's beautiful, man.
I've been testing a printer for a company that's developing an IDEX right now, and that's the only reason why I wanted to test them is for that IDEX, because I have more customers coming in. Kaiwu.
What's the company?
Kaiwu. Hold on, I got one. It's actually
a really Kaiwu. Yes, I know Kaiwu.
It looks like a Lulzbot to me.
The Kaiwu does look like Lulzbot. Yes.
Very nice.
Is that IDEX?
No, their IDEX isn't ready yet. They said it'll be another 2 months before the IDEX is ready for testing.
Yeah. So everybody's jumping in the IDEX bandwagon now. Like, feedback.
Well, it fixes the problem. You don't have a problem anymore with nozzle height. You don't have a problem with waist towers.
We do have nozzle height is important, right? In an IDEX, it does happen. Because on an IDEX, with extruder 1, you align the extruder 1 to E1, right? You do your bed tramming with extruder 1, but extruder 2 has to have a way to adjust extruder 2 up or down to actually get them in an alignment. You have to have that ability.
Just work the extruder 1 out of the way.
Yeah, what happens? Well, what you do is bring out extruder 1, you tram your bed, and then you and then you move extruder 1 out of the way, and then you bring out extruder 2. And using the same tramming method, like a piece of paper or whatever, or I like to use feeler gauges, right? But what you do is you bring it down to where it feels the same, and you need to have a way of adjusting extruder 2 to come down. And then on top of that, when you're doing, there's 2 types of alignment. So that's type 1 type of alignment you have to do. The second alignment you have to do on IDEX is you have to do your X and Y offsets as well, because They're never going to be perfectly the same. So what you do is you have to do some offset calibration prints, and because when they're printing duplicate mode or mirror mode, it doesn't matter if they're slightly off one way or the other, right? Left or right, doesn't matter.
Right.
But when they're doing dual color prints, they need to be perfectly in line. So when this extruder leaves, this needs to come back into the exact same spot, down to a fraction of a millimeter. So you do that. There's Jerry's new friend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jerry, you
But,
should put strings on him and put him on screen and put your voice over.
originally, I had a Flash Forge a long time ago, and
Yeah.
that was a real problem because they both had to be at different heights, and it just didn't work.
No, well, this one works. Like they do work.
That's why IDEX is supposed to be better.
You should have him intro your. You should put strings on him and become a puppeteer, and actually have him intro the channel.
Or he could have his own chat window.
He could have his own
Yeah.
channel. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Set him up in a little chair. We can ask him questions.
Where's the Rebel base?
My Cr10 Max, Trevor, I've got an issue. I replaced the board in it. I paid, $82 on Amazon, even though Micro Center had them on closeout around the country for $39, but it was in store only. You'd have to go there. They don't mail order them. Anyway, I couldn't find anybody over a 3 or 4 hour period to buy me one. So I went on Amazon. I got one. I installed it. I have a problem with leveling the bed on the Cr10 Max. I still haven't printed with the printer I've had for many months now.
How's
What's
it
the
not
secret to
doing?
leveling? You do an auto home, bring it down. You bring down the nozzle manually. Use a piece of paper or feeler gauge, and it auto stores that setting. But what do I need to do beyond that? Because when I go to print, the nozzle's always too high.
Your Z offset.
Okay, yeah, your Z offset. So also you want to do assisted leveling. So what you want to do, sorry, I've been told I'm talking too loud. You go into the leveling menu for auto leveling, and you go to assisted leveling, and it'll take you to the 5 points. I mean, I never do center, but you can do the 4 corners, and you're going to adjust the knob to be as perfect as you can get it.
Okay, I have done that.
Okay. So now when you go to print, you'll have a new menu come up for adjust, and that's your Z offset, because the printer doesn't know the difference from the ZYLTECH to the nozzle. Just like every time you change a nozzle, it'll be slightly different, and that a Z offset will be saved.
Yeah, once I get the 4 corners right, I'm still too high when I start a print.
Right.
Yeah,
So
honest.
once you hit start, let it start printing. Just choose something randomly, and you'll have a menu. It'll change. It's a contextual menu, right? So it'll say adjust, and when you go in there on the left side will be, I'll show you, your
Is
Z
it
offset.
adjust or tune? I think it's tune. On the Cr10s, they use tune, don't they?
Oh, I don't remember, to be honest, but I'll tell you in a second.
I think it's
So
tune.
right here it says adjust,
It's
and then
just-
right here is your Z offset. So this one's at -2.
And that
Go
is
to this
-2 from where it's starting to print. You have to come down 2 millimeters more.
Right.
Okay.
Because
So do
it
a
knows
third-
the rates of the ZYLTECH.
An auto save. So once it starts to print doing a skirt, keep hitting the button until I get it just right. It looks good, and it'll auto save, I believe.
That's it.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And then every
Then
time
it
you
should be
change
good
the
to go.
nozzle, you'll tweak that a little bit.
Okay.
And
Right.
and to answer a question that was there, Dominic, IDEX is good for dissolvable materials and a lot of other stuff, right? But for multicolor, if you're only doing 2 colors, you can do it with an IDEX. You do not need a palette to do more 2 colors. It's great for a
And
lot
you
of
don't have-
things.
You don't have to pull out your extruder at that point. You're not, no waste.
No, there's no way. And well, what you should do is you should purge about 5 mil.
I'll be right
and you
back.
clean the nozzle before the head comes out, and then once you do that, it starts printing straight away. Or the other option is around to have a little bit of waste is around your print, put a wipe wall or a purge
like a
wall.
douche shield?
Yeah, a purge shield, and as it comes out, it actually touches it and it cleans the nozzle off. It prints that first before printing the part, and it has to pass over that wall, which forces the nozzle to be cleaned. It creates a very like a 1 layer or 2 layer shell around the outside of the part is what it does. So it doesn't use much material to do that.
How long Jerry's gonna run a show tonight?
Sorry?
What's
Do you know how long Jerry's gonna run a show tonight?
It depends on how active it is. He normally does about up to 3 hours, but sometimes it might be less if it's not very active.
Yeah,
You need to pop out?
Yeah, my dinner's gonna be ready.
Well, go eat then.
So, yeah, I'll pop in back in like 10-15 minutes.
Oh.
20 tops.
Okay.
See you later, man.
See you later. Thanks.
Oh, by the way, that did not work with Cr10.
Really?
They say,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to
But
hear
I
that.
didn't. Not truly our contact. I was dealing with somebody else. Even though your contact said they sent it on, I heard no word. So I was dealing with somebody else, and they came back the other day and said no. So
That's a bummer.
yeah, so I'm going to have to chop it up and print it instead.
How big is it? Well, shoot, you're not in the U.S. You're in the U.K.
I'm in
right?
the U.S.
You're in the U.S. Where at?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan.
Hmm.
How big do you need this print done? I mean, I could probably just print it and send it to you.
I need a 500 by 500 because the body, the dome alone is 500 millimeters in diameter.
Where'd Matt go?
He said he'd be back in a while. He's gone to get his dinner.
That's what Arnold said too until the last movie.
I'll be back. But he always does come back, though.
The last
He
movie,
always does come back. It's
last,
probably
you
the
see his last movie, he goes, "I won't be back."
4. But yeah.
If
But
the
if
money's there, he'll be back.
Yeah. But no, this thing is going to print this thing. It's about 25 kilos of filament.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of material in this.
Here's where if you guys didn't see the live stream yesterday, anyway, here's where I'm at on my droid. I got most of the painting done on it. I just got to redo all my electronics. People are always talking about how fast I bang things out. Well, yeah, until this droid came along, and I had all kinds of electrical problems, and I'm buying the wrong parts and this and that and other. So
I could always build one. I agree. I could, but the cost to build one would probably be the same as buying it because they're so cheap. Like,
the point
they don't have the finances to buy one, so. But
yeah, tripod. John got on eBay and that little R2D2 he bought. It makes noise. It drives. It rocks back and forth. He picked it up. I guess it came out 4 or 5 years ago, and he picked it up for like $80 on eBay, which compared to what it originally cost, it's a great price. But still, $80 is a lot of money. But yeah, it's just probably about yay big, tall, and really cool.
Yeah,
one of the BBs.
Yeah,
a mini R2D2.
Yeah, I have a plastic one like it somewhere. Here it is. Here's my plastic one.
But I will if I have to chop it up, I'll chop it up, and because I have lots of printers, but the largest I have is 350 by 350.
Yeah, the one he bought was about like this, but it actually functioned. This one is just a container.
You could always add wheels and a servo to that, Jerry. Now that you're used to doing it, you could merge it and print a Lazy Susan to put it on it.
It's getting kind of a dirty yellow, which is actually a good look for it just from sitting around for so long. So it's got a Star Wars sticker on it. Originally sold for $19.99.
Yeah, you could actually motorize the head movement of that.
Damn it! I just knocked some of my resin parts on the floor. My new model.
Hopefully used a tough resin.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
And my Anacubic ZYLTECH clear, and like I said before, ZYLTECH just works.
Hey, Brandon, your son is in.
Brandon, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, Brandon, I've been showing these off during the stream, so I've been having a lot of fun with him.
So, Brandon, we took a vote, and we think that that Jerry should leave the stream and the puppet should take over.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon, I was going to ask you, is there a staff or something that was in his hand, and do you still have it? I forgot to call. Oh, yeah. I tried calling you last night, and your phone didn't ring. But anyway, if you still have whatever went in his hand, I'd like to have it.
You could always print one, though.
Yeah.
Get a mini lightsaber.
Yeah.
Get the STL files for lightsaber and print one.
I'm not sure what
and put it in his hand.
And this cloak thing he's wearing, I don't really. It needs to be washed. It's got a stain on it, but it looks kind of funky. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't have a hood for his head, but
Yeah, he never wore a hood.
kind of fits my theme I got going on right now.
Yeah, you could always just print a mini lightsaber and put
Oh,
it
he's
in
at work. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, he's at work right now.
Yeah, so
He does IT for one of the hotels here in Vegas.
oh, cool. And in the Vegas hotels, that's a big job.
Did you ever find out about you said somebody their vat got stained from that 3DM?
Yeah, that was Jason. I guess I forget exactly what happened, but I guess it stained his vat very bad and he couldn't get it cleaned out. I don't know. Somebody asked me if putting my dye in my vat, if I had an issue, and I haven't cleaned out the vat yet on Anycubic, but I don't see why alcohol or something wouldn't clean it if you had a stain.
Well,
yeah, I ran through 3 liters. I haven't had a problem.
Is the vat plastic or is it aluminum?
Well, the FEP is plastic, and the vat, I don't know which vat Jason has.
Yeah.
He might pop in chat if he's not working today. I don't know if he's at work.
If it's a plastic vat, it can absorb the stain.
Yeah.
If it's an aluminum one, it won't because it's sealed, right? And it's a denser material.
Yeah, I messaged you back, Trevor. I was mistaken. I thought he told me that he had bought it from you. He said, no. He said Trevor was testing it, and I wanted to know if he had these issues that I had. He assumes he got a bad batch or something. So.
Yeah, I've gone through 3 of them so far. I don't think I'll carry it just because, man, I just really love my eSun resin.
A wrap on a resin print. Well, that depends how heavy the object is, how many supports you have. Trevor does giant resin prints. What do you think about a raft?
I always do rafts because, like on the transform, I leave the build plate there. I take the spatula and just hit it in real quick, and the whole print pops right off. Perfect.
Yeah.
I always use a raft. On the transform, I do a 7mm standoff. On the smaller resin printers, I do 5mm.
Yeah, I've been doing 5. Like when I done this, then a 5mm, and it was, let's say, I forget which angle I had it at. It'll be in the video, but anyway, yeah, the spatula that came with it's a real wide blade. It's got a real fine tip on it, and I very carefully just get underneath one corner, and then boom, it pops it right off. Yeah, and on the other mid-sized resin printer, I've got a flex plate, and on the LG Mars, I got a flex plate. But either way, I haven't had trouble. Once you get started, it'll usually go right underneath them.
I saw your video with that skull. I printed one. I printed about 20 of those years ago, flower pots, but the one you had was a different design. It's a little bit nicer than the one I had.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's sharp. I printed one that came out really nice.
Yeah, when I done that time lapse, since it was so quick, it's like, come on, the whole video for that. So I said, so I went and I Googled, how can I reverse my video in DaVinci Resolve? And I found out how to do it. That's why I go down and I come up, or I go up, down, up. I did it a couple times. So just to make it more interesting. Yeah. And I seen one where I was pouring resin. I'm thinking, wow, that'd be cool. I can just reverse that. And it looks like the resin going back in the bottle. So anyway, it's a lot of fun playing with those programs. But the editing, it takes forever and forever in a day to edit things and put things together. And then you post it, and it's like, wow, in 2 or 3 days, I've had 30 people look at it. It's kind of depressing. But, it is what it is until your channel gets bigger,
Daniel, for a spatula for resin, if you mean the plastic one, that's only used for stirring up the resin, really. You never use that for cleaning out the vat. You never ever use that for actually removing the part. You use a metal spatula for removing the part.
The plastic one, if you have a plastic one, I can use that if there's a part stuck in the vat. I'll carefully slide it in the vat. You can pop it loose. And another way is if you take out the vat and go to crane it, you can just run your finger on the back side and it'll pop it loose.
Just use your wipe function. Peel the whole layer off.
Use your what?
You have a wipe function on resin printers. It lights the whole screen up for 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And it cures the whole thing out.
Then you just peel it, and it's 100% off, and you're not risking hurting your FET.
Yeah, I've never done that, but I've heard it's like 1 millimeter thick. You completely print the whole bottle.
It's the way to go, man. In fact, a lot of times it curls right up when it's done. Put on, a glove and just pull it right out. You'll save marks on your FEP if you do that. So
no, I've never done that, but I don't do an awful lot of resin. I've done a handful of prints is all. I'm mostly an FDM printer. But
Yeah, I've got a couple of those machines.
Yeah, 1 or 5 or 10.
I've done a few prints too over my last 4 years.
Only a few? Come on, Jerry. Come on, you slacker.
You're selling your some of your Ender Jerry.
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad, but I've got my Ender 3 at XL that's 500 millimeters tall. I'm going to be selling that one with 2 regular Ender 3s. Both of them are regular. The tall one is a Pro, and then I've got one I bought in parts that I've taken the board out of it and the hot end. I'm selling that, so I'm going to have 4 of them I'm selling all together. But one of them, the build plate isn't perfectly level. When I go to level it, one side's a little high, and I have to go through all 3 printers, print benchies, make sure they work properly. 2 have cameras, all 3 have ABLs, filament runout sensors, and most of them have carbonate wheels on it, those clear harder plastic wheels.
Yeah.
I think they're called carbonate or something like
Polycarbonate,
that.
yeah.
Polycarbonate, yeah. Anyway, I just haven't got together. I'm going to sell all of it for I don't know, between $400 and $500 for all 4 of them.
Wow.
So
I just don't need buying a new printer or something in mind, or just getting rid of it?
No,
clean out?
I'm not using them. And as I get things to review or somebody that I know might give me a great deal on something that I want, then I'll have room to put it. So they're just sitting here not being used. So, and I haven't used them in, I don't know, a year, maybe a year and a half. So why keep them? I'm not going to use them.
Cool.
They're not getting any younger, just sitting here. Gary T, hello. How you doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to reach out to, because I need a lot of PETG for that big print. I'm going to try reach out to a few companies. I was promised it by one company for PLA Plus, and they never got back to me again. So I'm going to try some other guys to see if they're willing to sponsor it, and then they'll put their name on it on their droid then, so they'll get advertising as part of it. Because 25 to 30 spools of filament is a lot of material. I'd have to make, that's 3 10-kilo spools of filament is what I need of PETG.
And that's assuming there's no mess ups.
Well, that's why I said 30, because 25 is what it takes to print it. I'm allowing 5 kilos for failures.
Pretty good.
And I apologize to everybody for Trevor's shitty video. It's really bad. But anyway, Trevor, what do you do? People that don't know, who are you? Are you on Facebook? Don't you have a group? Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, we sell Cr10 printers, both new and Amazon return. I sell parts too as a Cr10 dealer. I have all those parts that you may not be able to find for your Ender or, CR10 or whatever you have. We have a Facebook group, Cr10 Return Printers or Exchange. And Navarre Printing, we have our own Facebook group with links there. And then I also have flex plates we sell, powder-coated flex plates that are just magical. So, and we got a little store here in the mall. I'll see you flip my camera around.
I got that video. I can pull up your video.
Yeah,
I think I saved it. Let me check.
We rearranged it a little bit, but always improve me. There's my repair table. I've been so lazy this week. I've been doing other stuff, but I keep it right in front of my desk to remind me that I have some. We're doing more and more repairs these days.
I'll play your video. It's a lot clearer. That was really garbled.
Oh.
Oops, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, I tried to unmute our mics and I couldn't do it, so I should have shared that.
No, we can do it ourselves though if we want to.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah,
and I see that recently on Amazon, I have the Delta, the small Q5, I think it is, and I see the bigger one, the one that's like a little over $300, was on sale recently on Amazon. It's quite a bit bigger than the one that I have. So
it's a good printer. It really is.
They have a new racer now, the SR racer, don't they?
I'm not sure.
What?
Yeah, they have a brand new printer they've just released, the racer.
Huh? I haven't seen that. I used to sell their Amazon returns too, but
FL Sun.
Yeah, but selling Delta returns is tough because Deltas aren't harder, I don't think, but it's a different mindset, and the groups are smaller for help. You know, you have a problem with your Ender 3, everybody in the world can help you, even if they don't know what they're doing. On a Delta, it's not more difficult, just it's different, you know? And it ended up not just being too much hassle selling those. So.
All right. Yeah. I need to get I need to get some stuff, some templates done. How much is your fiber? The fiber you use? Because you have 2 fiber lasers there. I saw 2 of them.
Big ones, you can usually pick them up for about $7,500 for a good laser with accessories. You know, accessories are the key. You know, I recommend getting everything when you do it because otherwise they'll cost more.
Nellis Auction here in Vegas that sells Amazon returns. They're in Arizona, Nevada, and somewhere else. They had a fiber laser about 6 months ago that popped up. And of course, on that site, everybody's bidding against everybody else, driving the price up. It sold for around $2,200. What all it had or what could have been wrong with it, I have no idea, because when you buy something through them, they show you pictures and you bid on it, you get what you get. But $2,200 now, of course, if you would have bidded $2,300, who's to say that the man that won the bid wouldn't have cranked the bid up much higher? But that
but what if it was all broken too? You know, and then you got an expensive case.
Yeah, but you have to also remember a lot of people use apps to monitor that stuff, and they auto bid. They put in their starting bid and they put in their highest they're willing to pay, and it constantly monitors the bids, and actually and then adds every now and again. But as the auction comes to a close, it starts rapidly adding, outdoing every bid if they really want it up to their maximum.
The best thing to do is to come in the last 5 minutes and bid. If you do it a couple days in advance, you're just sitting there driving the bid higher and higher. But people think that nobody's watching the bid, and then if you're around or have a remind Alexa or something to tell you what the alarm, whatever, to come in the last 5 minutes and throw a bid in.
Yeah, last 5 minutes is probably the best way, but there are apps that do it. There's people out there. There's apps out there that watch those.
I put a bid in one time and I forgot to log in, and I waited down to like the last 30 seconds, and I wasn't logged in, and I lost it.
Yeah.
I didn't have everything all pre-approved and ready to go. So I guess make sure you're set up your credit card, you're pre-approved, throw in a low bid to make sure everything is working right, and then come back whenever and throw it in at the last second. So,
yeah.
I've been drooling over one of the new 3D lasers, but I called a company and they were about 5 minutes into the conversation. They dropped that it started at 60,000. I was like, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. we went from the dream laser to just probably not going to buy something like that. You do release with the new stuff, not to that level, but you can do pretty close.
I'd be worried about your warranty, and if something goes wrong with it or goes bad, and then you're out thousands of dollars to replace a part a year later if it wasn't covered. So I'd be really worried about something that expensive.
Yeah, my 5-year warranty. So I haven't had to warranty anything, but so far they've been good. If I have questions, stuff like that.
This is off the subject, but my son wants to buy a brand new Dodge Ram 4-door, and he wants to get a V6. And it's like, dude, you need a V8. You need power in that truck. It's a big truck.
What is he going for, the 15 or the 20? What is he doing? Which Ram?
I don't remember. It was a brand new Ram. It's a 4-door. It's a good looking truck, but he wants to get a V6 in it. Now my Toyota Tacoma has a V6
cylinder now, man.
What?
You can pull over 300 horsepower out of a V6.
Well, my Toyota Tacoma had a lot of power, but if you want to tow a trailer, a boat, he's like, well, I'm not going to get a boat. I'm not going to be pulling a trailer. Well, you never know what you might do in the future. But
well, I have the 1500, and it's a 4-cylinder version. I don't have a turbo or anything like that, because if anything's going to go wrong with an engine, the turbo is going to fail on you. That's number one. It's going to fail on most trucks, right? So, and I don't tow anything. It's just for driving around. 4-cylinder is way more than enough.
My son has a Kia right now. He drives a Kia, 4-cylinder Kia, and it's a great little car. If you floor it and you want to go fast, you're not going to, but it's a good transportation car. It's just not quick.
Yeah, no, for mine it's it doesn't have the greatest pickup, but it's fine. It's for I only use for street driving. The heaviest thing I transport in my
Take care, Daniel.
Take care. Later. The heaviest thing I transport in mine is
okay. He's still watching. If you want to talk directly to him, he said a Warlock.
Warlock. I don't know that one. I don't have that one. I have the Crew. But it's as I said, the heaviest thing I transport in mine is my big telescope.
Yeah,
right, and that's big. It's heavy, and by heavy I mean about 200 pounds.
Yeah, and then again, like I mentioned to him, well, if you ever want to tow a boat, a trailer, but then again, someday if he wants to do that, someday he'll have a different truck. He may not keep this truck for 10 years. He might keep it for 4, 5, 6 years, then trade it in or move on. So, but the prices went way up. My Tacoma was $28,000 in 2008, and right now they're $30,000. Are you kidding me? I know plywood and everything's going up in price, but so are vehicles. It's ridiculous. The truck he's looking at is like $48,000.
I pulled it up online, and it's advertised as the lowest cost V8 truck you can buy. So
V8, but he wants a V6.
I didn't even see that the Warlock has a V6. It's supposed to be their big bad truck, it looks like.
Hey Matt, how you doing? Nice to see you. How you been?
All right. Again.
Been at least 10 minutes.
He's full now. So in about 10 minutes, he starts falling asleep in his chair because he's got a full tummy.
I know. It does happen to me. I mean, only two reasons why I fall asleep.
Hey, Brandon, I thought about getting on Amazon and buying me like a punk wig that I could wear, a long-haired wig where it's punk on the top, and I could wear it during my live streams just to be funny. I don't know if it'd be funny, but I thought it would be.
I think so, maybe. But I don't think
I could do it. I could do it. ZYLTECH Gym. I could do this all day long. Or you see Brian Vines in slow motion where he whips his hair back, like the lady in the commercial with the shampoo. He's on Twitter and he's whipping his hair back in slow motion.
No, I didn't see that. I have to look that up.
No, I guess they do. It looks like it's just the tow package. They don't require a V8. But that's what the Warlock is it's their off-road package.
Okay. I don't know. 48 grand's a lot of money, but
dude, trucks used to be like 20 grand. That was the whole point of having a pickup truck, was they were cheap. And
I had a 99 F350 diesel dually, and I bought it. It was like 4 or 5 years old. And at the time, the newer version was like 50 grand, which is ridiculous. And, you know, it's just crazy the way things keep going up in price.
Well, so there's a worldwide shortage of computer chips, even for those that control for cars.
That's what they keep telling us.
No, there is. Because of all the manufacturing was shut down because of COVID. And now they're not all back up to full speed yet. And because of that, and there's obviously a supply, the supply that was there, the backlog of supply has been drained. So they need to rebuild that before they can supply the rest of the world again.
I'm still pissed off that a box of gloves at Harbor Freight that used to be $5 is now $20, and you get half as many. Oh, that makes me madder than hell. That's just ridiculous.
Think about
Lowe's. I bought some plywood. You're paying 3 times more, and they don't have very much of a selection of Lowe's. Like, you know,
I was going to say, be glad you're not a CNC guy.
Yeah.
Why you don't get you some Rubbermaid gloves? and wash them after for your residue. You know, when you do your no.
No, doesn't work.
No, you're going through too much alcohol. It's
I go
double
to
edged.
I go to Mean Green usually on these prints lately. I haven't been going to the Mean Green. I have a little Tupperware tub that I have IPA in, and if it's getting kind of murky, I just hold up the print, grab my fresh bottle of IPA, and squirt it all over it and rinse it real good. I usually go to the sink and rinse it out, but then when the model is hollowed, I have moisture inside. It takes a lot longer to dry that, so I usually just go IPA, rinse it really good, shake it out, let it dry overnight. I'll go to my air compressor for my that I paint with, my little compressor, and I take the gun and I blow it out, completely dry it. And like this, I took out back, set it in the chair in the sun for like 6, 7 minutes, 10 minutes on each side to completely cure it since it's too big. I want to get the anti-cubic wash and cure, and I know they had a special for the first 1,000 people. They sold out, so I'm waiting until it hits Amazon. I'm still able to get a good deal on it once it hits Amazon, but I have to wait till it hits Amazon, and then I can still get it. I'll be able to possibly get it for the same price. But,
Cool.
and then get it in 2 days. I don't like waiting a month to get something. Oh, yeah. Yesterday was my 2-month anniversary. I bought my Prusa Mini that the community contributed to me to buy, and I've been waiting 2 months now, and I have 2 more months to go. I checked yesterday on Prusa. It still says back order.
Halfway done.
And to save $50, it really pisses me off. And I knew it when I bought it, so it's no big deal. But you get it $50 cheaper if you want parts, a kit. Okay, great. That'd be great for a live stream. I don't know anybody that's done a live stream building a kit, but to make people wait 16 weeks, come on. If you want to put in 4 bolts, you get it in a month. If you want to put it together from pieces and save $50, you wait 16 weeks. It's, I don't, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another man popping in. Kenny, what's going on?
Hey guys,
Hey,
There goes the neighborhood.
how we doing?
Been a while. What
he
have you been up to?
protects the neighborhood.
Oh, I've been busy. I've been over at my daughter's house in Minnesota for this last week, and I'm headed back there on Monday again. I'll be over there until Thursday.
Who's taking care of your shop while you're gone?
My wife.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, Kenny's a locksmith, so if you ever break into something, you call Kenny.
Yeah, I seen that picture of you when you retired law enforcement. You're sitting in your cop car. You had brown hair and everything. You're quite a bit younger. Yeah.
You had hair?
Yeah.
All the years you've had your shop, have you ever been robbed?
Nope.
No? Good.
Nope.
He's packing. Everybody knows he's a police officer.
Cool.
See, I told you he's packing.
I carry this all the time, and I sit in my office in a one-way glass. I can shoot right through it if I have to.
But like you're a locksmith, so you sell stuff
It's a
like
dangerous
that.
job, locksmith, because locksmith actually some people trick him into doing stuff and all that. They need to have protection, or they try to go on a job and then they try to get the vehicle because they want to have the key cutting device.
Yep.
About 10 years ago, a friend of a friend's husband had died. He was a retired postman, and I guess his hobby was locksmithing. And he had a big, giant stack of books on how to pick anything and everything, combination locks, you name it. And I acquired all that stuff, and then I got tired of it after a while, and I was going to sell it on Craigslist. And I thought, I might get in trouble if I sell this, because the wrong person might buy it just to learn how to pick anything and everything. So they ended up going to trash eventually.
I don't even get in trouble for selling it. Because
Some states are covered by state statute. They can't sell it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some of the tools, the little picking tools and stuff, in Wisconsin, they're considered a burglary tool.
You can buy them on Amazon.
Yeah, don't get caught with them.
Yeah, Harbor Freight used to sell a little lock-picking gizmo that popped out of the end like a little flashlight that worked very well. You stick it in, you have the one wrench to turn it once you click all the pins, and then just pop it.
Yeah, the tension
They
wrench.
quit selling them.
Yep.
I picked a lock on a guy's truck one time at work that got locked out, and I somehow screwed his lock up, because ever since then, when he went to put the key in, the tumbler didn't work right after I picked it. So I don't know what I did wrong.
You probably
But I
bent
got
the
it.
pins.
Well, no, I was just had the little thing on it to twist it real easy, you know, like a little Allen wrench, and I went in and hit all the pins, and I unlocked his door and spun it down, but he never could get the key. Never did properly work after that. But I did open his vehicle for him.
It might have master pins in it, and the master pins fell in the smaller hole. When they turn it all the way around, it could have dropped into that hole, and that's what caused that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. I gotta.
Well, thank you very much for
All
coming.
right,
See you, driver.
Yeah, you have a great day.
I'll talk to y'all later, guys.
All right,
Take care. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I'm just saying, you can find those kits, and there's even YouTube channels teaching you how to do it.
Yeah, I had two neighbors that got locked out of their house, and these track homes had cheap locks on them. And as long as the deadbolt wasn't set, it was very easy for me to get them in their house. I grabbed a pair of channel locks right below the knob. I just grabbed the neck, squeezed it, pop, took a split second to break the guts and open their door with a big pair of channel locks.
I can walk in without, if they don't have a deadbolt on, a lot of times, I can walk in with a piece of plastic. About
If
2
you can
seconds.
get it to crack and slip it, pop it open. Yeah.
Yep. You'd be surprised a lot of houses I've opened up like that, and people just look at you like.
Yeah. And then
So
a
that's why
deadbolt obviously is different because it sets a bolt tight and you can't flip it back, slide it back.
That's why I tell
That's what
people.
I show a lot of times in the movies, you know, the car trick
Yeah. Yep.
to open the doors.
That's
Or,
in all fairness, the car trick only works with certain on the type of on lever type locks anyway. Like you have,
yeah, they have to have an angle.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Any knob or lever.
So,
Yeah, deadbolts it can't work, but any knob and lever they will.
Yeah, like I live in a safe neighborhood, and we deadbolt everything anyway.
A safe neighborhood.
Well, let's put it this way, right? There hasn't been I haven't heard of any incidents in the whole neighborhood as long as I've lived here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I think like I know people like I take my dog for a walk in the neighborhood. I leave my door unlocked when I'm walking the dog around the block because not like it's a safe. That's why I say it's a safe neighborhood. Like where I grew up, you could leave your door unlocked and your windows open all day and all night. No one would go into your house.
When I was a little kid in Nebraska, I was always told that people didn't lock their doors at night. They left their keys in their vehicles. I think, are you nuts? I grew up in Las Vegas. I could never imagine leaving anything unlocked. When I drive down the street, I don't care what kind of physical shape I'm in or what age I am, I lock my door and I get in my vehicle if they don't auto lock. Because why put yourself in a situation where somebody might open your door and confront you? Why you don't have to deal with that if you just lock your door? It's simple.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you did see. The answer is walk softly and carry 9mm.
Yeah.
No 40 cal.
Well, a 40 is you need at least a 9.
Yeah, I've got a 40 in the bedroom.
That's how
I got
you
a
do it.
Smith & Wesson M&P 40 that I carry.
Oh, the M&Ps, they're nice.
They don't have a safety. It's the only thing I don't like about the gun. There's no safety, so I never keep
You got a
anything
double
chambered.
trigger, is it?
Yeah, you just pull the trigger and it fires, but I never keep anything chambered. And it's safe for me to leave the gun in the house because if my wife ever got a hold of it, she, honest to God, isn't strong enough to cock it so she could never shoot me with it. She could never chamber it, so I don't have to worry about it.
Don't tempt fate, Cherry. Don't tempt fate.
I have to open her water bottles because she don't have any strength in her hands. She usually uses her teeth to open a water bottle. So there's no way she's cocking a gun.
Yeah, but the waist of an ant can open, you know.
But the M&P have got a double trigger, don't they, Jerry? The safety's on the trigger.
No, there's no safety.
I thought they should
Not
have.
on the one that I had. No safety.
There's a decocker on it or not?
A what?
A decocker?
I'm not sure what that is.
No, a switch.
No. That's the safety, no.
No.
That's a decocking lever.
Okay.
So if you got one in the chamber, you can clear it with that.
Yeah, no. I thought the MMPs is a double trigger, so you have a trigger in front of the trigger, and that actually was the first one was release to release safety, and then you squeeze the trigger after that.
To decock
Oh,
it,
you
I
like
grab it with
Fanta,
my thumb and pull the trigger and release it and set it back down.
They taught us in school. I'm retired. I'm still talking the old way. They taught us if we had an arm shot, we can still load our weapon by putting it between our legs and loading it that way and shooting with one hand.
And since we're talking to you, Kenny, and you're retired law enforcement, I think it's completely asinine that anybody being on the force for 21 years would mistake a taser for their firearm. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no way, unless you're getting dementia.
Yeah.
So
I know.
that's just nuts.
They're a lot tasers. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're a lot lighter because some
Here
of
you
these
go, Kenny.
they're making nowadays are the same weight. Hey, that's neat, Matt.
What is this? Fanta orange.
Yeah, the light is a little bit. I have to charge the batteries.
Yeah.
So when you print those, you print them with a top on the bottom. They look just like a soda can all the way around, right?
Yes, but I have a flat bottom on it. But you can take the flat bottom out.
Whoa.
So
Wait
either
a minute.
way.
I got one. Let me go get it. I got one I can show you. It has a great paint job on it.
Yeah, I think that light is better a little bit. Come on, focus. Yeah, that's why this camera is a good camera, but crap for lithophane capturing.
You need to have a light that you can vary the brightness on. That would work.
The light's not going to show through this one, but check out this one.
That's a great
dances.
Don't that look cool? How do you like that? How's the paint job on it look? See, it's got a bottom on it. It's got a top.
See,
I got one of those too.
Ain't that cool? Okay, now watch this. Here's the best part. Watch.
Well, look, I can do translucent green. Look. See, look. What thing, Matt? Translucent green. Look.
I know. You guys, I like you guys.
Right, yes.
Very nice.
Nice. Yep.
Now my wife, if she still watches, she's gonna go, "Why are you in my Coke? Get out of my Coke." Well, yeah, I buy her. These are her sodas, but I buy them, so I drink them when I want them. But I'll never drink her last soda. She's down to one. I will drink it.
This is
I just started drinking that zero sugar Sunkist the other day. That's pretty good stuff.
I buy these from Amazon. I buy these Sam's Waters, and then I buy the flavor packets, and you cut the top off, dump it in, shake them up. And I got hooked on sweet tea. I usually drink tea my whole life without sugar.
Yeah.
When I go out to a restaurant, I order tea, and I don't put sugar in it. I like the taste. But once I started trying these instead of grape or strawberry, putting the tea flavor in, these are really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got Sunkist packets that I put in my water. Sunkist and the orange and the grape. You very rarely find victims of homicide. It doesn't happen, but when it does, you very rarely find them.
Light mode.
Oh yeah, night mode. I'm in stealth mode.
Yeah, I got my ring light turned off. I have one LED on the ceiling behind me, so I'm trying a different lighting, and I think it looks pretty decent, don't it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it looks
So
good.
if I turn on the ring light, it'll look different, but I'll go and leave it off.
I always look like I'm sweating, but
Because you are.
sometimes. I mean, it's 25 degrees in here,
Oh, it's cold.
Hey,
You're 25 degrees
let me
centigrade.
see your dirty Matt. Show us your dirty hairy gun there by the window. The dirty hairy gun.
Oh, okay? The Roger Rabbit, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's nice.
And it's loaded too.
Hey, all right. Look at that.
I got a whole collection of them,
Well, when you go grocery shopping again and you got your mask on going to the grocery store, walk in with that on your side.
In the UK,
Yeah.
no, in the UK, he'd be in prison before he even got to the door.
But it's obvious that it's not real, so I don't know how
Doesn't
they
matter.
react to it.
It has to have a red circle, I guess.
You need to have a bright orange end to it.
Yeah.
Because that
Look at
most,
that.
I mean, looks like a bloody rocket launcher. I'm sorry, my language, but
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks like it does. It looks like he's going to
Very
be
cool.
firing
Nice.
CS gas.
What scale did you print that at, or is that 100%?
100%.
Okay.
Nice.
Now Jerry's going to do a 200% one. Wait till-
No. Over the years past, my printers were always running. I'm always printing. I have no reason to do that anymore. I've just got
It's a
too-
free download, this one.
If I can't sell things behind me, they're going to start going in the garbage with certain things because I just got too much stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This one, I'm just gonna still have to fix the caulking device, and there's a crack in the middle, but I have to fill with Bondi filler and then paint it over, and then I will probably give it to one of my nephews or.
There's supposed to be a crack in the middle. Oh, okay.
To assemble. I didn't assemble properly because I don't know why. But I'm just gonna fill it up with filler and paint over it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
that should do it.
Yeah.
Anybody
I mean,
in
it's-
chat have any questions? What are you guys printing in chat? Anybody else want to drop in? You're very welcome to. If you'd like some cool discounts, they're down below. And please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And when I get to 2,500 subs, around 150 more people, I'll be having a big giveaway. Giving away all kinds of STL, filament, resin. Matt German is donating lithophane for somebody that wins it
Yeah.
in the UK. And lots
Yeah.
of stuff.
I can show them actually right now. Or hold on, I have them in the box somewhere. Let's see if he's packed away. And
So, have you got any printer companies sponsoring you, Jerry, for that?
Yeah, there's a few. I don't remember the list. I have to go back and look at it. But it's been so long that I've been trying to get to 2,500 subs. I'm not sure when it's going to happen.
I want to try doing a lithophane too.
Matt,
yeah,
doing a lithophane. Okay, if Kenny Briggs doesn't want to go out and buy Luban, which he probably doesn't immediately, what program should he use for free to tinker with?
Lithophane Maker.
yeah.
Was it?
A website called Lithophane Maker.
Okay.
It's free. You can upload your image there. You set the type of lithophane you want, the specifications you want on it, and it will produce an STL file for you.
Okay.
I used to use another company a long time ago. It wasn't called that, but that might be the best current one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lithophane Maker is good.
Very nice.
Once I get going here, when I home enough, I want to start making. That's beautiful. Start
Yeah,
making
that's-
metal detecting stuff. You know, little figurines and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's the pictures what I'm donating basically for.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my iPad in a minute, and you will see the difference. Just the quality of the camera. I mean, even so, the iPad is only 8 megapixel, and this is one is the same as 4K. It's just good for this, but the light, it can't capture light really well, I think.
Matt,
Oh.
at some point you should explore, and actually, Jerry, out of everybody, should explore, because you got the big 4K resin printers, doing a resin lithophanes.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you get
I
no
can,
layer
turn it,
lines.
I can turn it sideways and I can rectangular. I can make
Yeah,
it
that's what I
long.
mean. Do it all standing upright. You don't need any layer lines, and the quality would be outstanding.
Yeah. I mean, I can send you some files over if you want, and you just hit and print. Just give me the dimension
I'd rather
of.
design it from scratch.
All right, yeah.
So a long time ago, I downloaded the file off Thingiverse. It was of Harry Potter, and I have it here somewhere. It's like a half circle. It's perfect. People are like, wow, that okay. What's that? And then I put it up to the light, and their mouth drops something. That that pops.
Oh yeah.
Captain Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, but resin will give you a cleaner and a flawless lithophane print.
Usually, yes.
Yeah.
Matt,
Unless you have bits in the resin. Yeah.
your speaker, your microphone, is that an IK Multimedia?
I'm not sure actually what
Is it an
is.
iRig?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. They're nice
And
little
I'm only
microphones.
broadcasting at 720p. I'm not 1080p. My camera is a Logitech Brio. It'll do 1080p or 4K, but I can't broadcast from that. But I tape through OBS, so whenever I tape anything, it's in 1080p.
I actually tape on my camera. I have a 4K camcorder, and so when I record there.
Yes.
Yeah, if your hands are shaking a lot, I don't think airbrush would help you much. I mean, can you go outside and can you paint with a rattle can very carefully, or do your hands shake too much to use a rattle can? Because an airbrush would be a lot more detail, and your hand would move a lot more. So if you have a problem with your hand shaking, I don't think I'd use an airbrush.
And the airbrush needs for the controller on the nozzle for the airflow. You have to be very delicate with the movement of that.
Yeah, dual action is down for air, back for paint, and you have to be going,
Yeah, so because if you have issues with tremors, holding it down and putting it back just the right amount to get enough paint flow.
SVC, hello, how you doing?
It might be harder.
Trevor hasn't been here in a while. Red Light.
Hey, Red Light.
Red Light's busy working. He just looked up the screen and goes, "Oh, Trevor's gone." Yeah, Trevor left like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. I don't know.
Trevor, if you're in chat, still watching, he'll answer it.
Yeah, but check out his group. If he's got any returns out there that are what you're looking for, he might have them out there.
Yeah, you can always message him also.
Yeah. You can message through the group. He'll.
Let me see if I can find the group and I'll post it. Unless you can pull it up real quick, Facebook group.
I need to find it. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically the two pictures that I'm gonna donate. Yeah, I'm really happy they're flawless. So
yeah,
it's not the biggest picture what I ever produced, but I think one of my best pictures.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Quality is refurbished.
I thought it was a Crowley Exchange, but
was it?
Let me see.
Matt, is that PLA or is that PHG?
PLA.
PLA.
G-Tech.
Okay.
And G-Tech have like 3 or 4 different whites.
Okay, I found it. USA Crowley Exchange Group.
Okay.
Let me just confirm
if he's got them available as returns, he'll have them listed there.
Yeah, here's the link right here for it. There's Trevor's group right there on Facebook. I believe that's it. I just checked and he's an admin on it, so I'm pretty sure that's the right one. Take care, Brandon. Have fun at work.
Bye, Brandon.
Bye. You guys are all of a sudden quiet.
If anybody, when I set my computer up and stuff right up against this wall, I took down like 4 boxes of prints and stuck them in a spare room, and I've got many more. I want to take all my newest stuff over the last few months and have that on the shelves, not cluttered, and put all this other stuff in boxes and stuff I might think I can sell on Etsy. I'll put on one table or in one box, and things I don't think I'll ever be able to sell, put in another box, and then figure it out from there. What do you got there, Matt?
Super kit.
That's the one.
Okay.
It was 130 pounds.
Why is the box so big?
Because it comes
with an arm that's folded
green
up in
screen.
it, okay?
A green screen is inside, so
okay.
I'm really happy with it. the quality.
Yeah, a long time ago, I bought enough green screen to do my entire spare room, except for the ceiling. I could do 3 walls completely, all the way up, all the way to the ground. And I was going to film in VR. So when I was in my VR games, instead of you seeing me just standing there with nothing in my hands, it would look like I had the gun in the game. I was going to tape it like that. I never did, but I have a ton of green screen in the closet.
Wow.
It's like great big
Cool.
sheets of material.
Oh, do you like driving games, Jerry?
I do, but I haven't played in a long time. I've got a Euro Truck Simulator. I got the American Truck Simulator, a bunch of race car games. I went out and bought a little thing with pedals on it and a wheel. I just don't use it, but I have it.
You're going to hate me then. Why? I have. It'll probably be a few months out yet. A full feedback system for car driving games. It's coming my way. This has stick shift, pedals, steering, but when you turn, it tilts you in and out of the turn, and it vibrates when you go over bumps in the road and everything. It's full feedback.
So, okay, cool. I even went out and bought a stick for the truck simulator that is like a tractor trailer. It's a regular knob. I forget how much I paid for it.
This has.
And I put that on that way. It has the proper buttons and everything for driving like a 13-speed. But I haven't used it in a few years.
Yeah, this doesn't. This has a normal H shift stick on it, but like then you can actually take out. You can change the seats out of it, whatever you want. So if you want to get a different car seat and put it into it, it will take it.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So It weighs about. It's about 400 pounds weight.
Wow!
Wow.
Yeah. So
You need my address?
Sorry.
You need my address? You can stay in the spare room. I'll make you breakfast.
So I was told there's one coming my way it'll probably be a few months.
Wow.
But it's been they've done the prototypes and
You're not a big gamer that I know of. Why are you getting one?
My son's a gamer.
Okay.
So
does he know he's getting it, or does he gonna play?
I told him it's coming. But
is he on Twitch and all that with his channel or anything?
No, he's only 14 years old.
Okay.
So, but he plays a lot with just his school. Like his school has esports, so he plays a lot with that. But so I don't know exactly when, but I know one is coming my way.
That's cool.
So it'll be probably sometime during the summer by the time it arrives.
Big Mike, if you want to draw, that's not it. That's the wrong link. That's to Trevor's group. Let me pop up the invite link. If anybody wants to drop it and hang out, here's the link. If you want to come in and talk about your projects you're working on.
The German 3D printing nerd.
That's Don in Germany. Hello, Don. How you doing? So yeah, Don, I used to be on there all the time and chat everywhere, and I haven't seen him in a while. So I hope everything's okay, Don.
Hi, Jerm.
Yeah, if anybody like to drop in and hang out, here's the link. You're welcome to drop in and hang out and talk about what your 3D printing, painting, hobby related type stuff. So we don't do politics and sex, and pretty much everything else is okay.
Does painting the ceiling count?
Yeah. Painting the ceiling.
That's probably the most painting I ever do is doing stuff like that.
You know, one thing about painting, like on a house or my walls, which I've painted many times throughout in the past, they say you're supposed to go over multiple coats. I hate painting things twice. I try to do it one coat real good. I stand back, I get a light, and I try to see, did I miss something? And then I'll go hit that spot. I don't want to repaint the whole
I don't mind doing 2 coats of paint. That doesn't bother me. Now, what I really hate doing, and I haven't done it since I was about a teenager at my parents' house, is wallpaper.
Yeah,
I despise wallpaper.
Yeah, me too.
I've never hung wallpaper, but I know back in the day that used to be the thing.
I have, and it's a pain in the butt. I'd rather paint the wall. I'd rather fill and paint the walls, and I don't mind doing that.
Blue screen on a PC, I haven't had that happen to me in, God, a long time. You need 10, 15 years. It's been a while.
Oh, it still happens. I've even had a Mac fail on me.
Wow.
Well, I use computers every day of the week, right?
The only Mac I know about is that Mickey D's. That's the only Mac I'm familiar with.
Well, I use the Mac laptops because they're that's different. I don't like their mobile devices.
Mhm.
I call the Mac the Apple mobile.
Oh, so you do have an Apple.
I have an Apple laptop.
Yeah, I got
Oh.
Windows 10 is never crashed on me.
The one who says bad apples. You got
All
a
the
bad
mobile
apple.
devices are bad apples. Yeah.
No. You might have a bad apple too. You just admitted one of your.
No, I've got a
Mac.
good apple.
Matt, you've been helping Carl out quite a bit. He's very thankful.
Yeah, you're welcome, Carl. Anytime.
What's
I've
Carl
got
causing?
all
Is Carl causing problems?
Always.
Always.
No. Really good guy. No, I did some stuff for him. I did a Coke can for him, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that to a family member. So, and some engraving I put on there for him, and I sent him the STL file, and he printed it out.
Cool.
So.
For everybody out there watching, ZYLTECH has got good filament. I use it all the time.
They used to have free shipping over $75, but since all this crap's going on for the last year, that all went away. Now they've got reduced shipping, where they give you a deal, but it's not free anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Everything is just
ZYLTECH.
up through the roof.
Well, I mostly use PETG mostly, and IC3D PETG, and they do free shipping over $100.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ever
Brandon Paul has
if they
great
ever
filament
change
too.
that, I could jump in the car and drive to Columbus, Ohio, where they're based, and just pick it up from their office.
Yeah.
Printed Solid has great filament, and it was free shipping over $45. I'm not sure if it still is, but I think it is. I'm sure people in chat will know. And GST 3D, which I bought 10 rolls of the white. They only have PLA Plus. They had a special 10 rolls for $100 free shipping. But I bought a few months ago, and all my Droid stuff, most of my Droid stuff has been with that filament, and it prints fine. When I originally put 2 rolls on 2 printers, I had a little bit under extrusion problems. Pulled off the nozzles, copper nozzles, threw them in the garbage, brass nozzles. Threw them away, put new ones on, and then everything's been fine since.
Yeah, and they're offering the $100 again right now.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I drive over to Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, but I'm not going anywhere near that city.
Why?
It's where all the riots and everything is.
Oh.
And they have a major problem with armed carjackings and stuff right now. It's getting worse.
Well, I don't have to go anywhere. Everything I do is out of home, so I don't need to go anywhere really. I go
trying to
to the store.
understand Big Mike's comment. If you want, I can see if my manager allowed me to do a live unboxing and letting the customer do everything for the first print. Oh, you mean you want to drop in on my live stream and do the unboxing while we're all talking? I don't know how well that would work out if that's what you mean.
I've never tried Corex stuff.
Codex 3D, I think I've tried a couple rolls and it would print fine. It's great. But then again, I've tried so many filaments over the last 4 years. Most filament is the same. It's a pretty box. It's, wow, I like the spool. Most stuff prints about the same. There are differences, but most of the stuff is all about the same. So I kind of got burnt out on doing PLA filament reviews because most of it's the same.
Yeah. If I'm going to get the large spools of PETG for the big droid I want to do, I'm going to probably buy it's cheaper actually to buy 10 kilo spools of recycled PETG. It's about $50 cheaper.
Somebody had a squeaky chair there. We heard that on camera.
Not me.
All right, never mind. I'm not going to do what I thought I heard.
No, but it's $50 cheaper for recycled PETG. And apparently, because it's been through the process twice, it actually prints better and easier.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, he was talking about he's at Home Depot and doing a stream. Yeah, I don't know how that would work out. It'd be real noisy. But you're welcome to drop in if you want to drop in and say hi. But I don't think we can dedicate a full screen for a long period of time of an unboxing with other things going on. But if you want to drop in and say hey from work for a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah, do. But
Yeah, I'm enjoying printing with PETG more than PLA now.
Yeah, I love PETG. It's a great material. You have to print slower,
Yeah,
but what you get out of it is a much better, stronger product.
right.
I had a lot of stringing problems, and then I've done a test print, and I got past it, and I forget what I changed. Because the next time I try to do a print on a different printer, I have backed up and stringing issues.
It comes down to string. It comes down to a few things with PETG, right?
Temperature and retraction.
Temperature, retraction, and retraction speed is big. It plays a big part. You just slow down your retraction speed, and I like to enable outer wall wipe. So the nozzle actually, when it finishes on an area, the nozzle actually does a retraction, and the nozzle moves in over the part before it moves. So it actually cleans itself before it does a hop. So I like to use outer wall wipe on all my PETGs, and I get, like, I've shown you this about 5,000 times, I know, but look at the surface of that from PETG.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
the
that's
translucent type PETGs.
That's natural. That's from IC3D. It's an IC3D natural PETG. I
Yeah.
like being able to see the infill pattern. It's nice.
Yeah.
And that's a functional part. Like, it works. It does what I need it.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
holds my Raspberry Pi.
Big Mike, also, if you're at Home Depot working, I don't know if corporate would like seeing you on a live stream if you're on the clock. So I'd be careful about that. Your boss or somebody might say, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then the next thing you know, somebody else is like, what's this guy doing on the live stream? And he's supposed to be working for us. So
But if he's doing something for work and he's actually getting it to stream it online, that's different. Like if he was doing a building a
be
printer.
careful about that. Make sure it's okay.
Does I've never seen a 3D printer at Home Depot, do they?
I'm not sure what they sell at Home Depot. I know that on one of the last year, I think it was at Murph or Earth, one of those shows. There was a guy there that had I think it was a DeWalt I think it was a DeWalt printer or something. It was, and the bed moved sideways instead of front and back, and they said, it's like, yeah, this is $2,500. And it never went nowhere. Who the hell's going to pay $2,500 for a Cartesian printer where the bed goes a different direction? And I don't think it ever took off, but yeah, way too much money.
They sell Dremel printers on their website.
No.
And they also sell FlashForge. And also the
Customer
photons.
workshop.
And the photons.
Okay.
Customer's day takes about 10 minutes. Oh.
Sure, yeah. If you want to drop in, you're very welcome to do that. If you think, as long as you don't get in trouble, I don't want anybody to get in trouble doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
Well, I might have to come back in a minute, guys. I think the puppy wants me to take her outside. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
See ya. Queen, you can pull me back in when I come back on.
All right. Alrighty then. I'm glad he didn't hit remove the same time I did. It would have kicked him out because I got him minimized here. He's still in the background.
But yeah, I'm anxious to get mine going again.
He said he's 75 and he'll get in trouble anymore.
I hear they want to put the drinking age up in America to 50. Oh, that would be bad. That would be another prohibition then.
Yeah, June 12th coming up here in what, about 2 months. I'll be 57. Unbelievable.
I just turned 65.
Yeah, my brother just turned 65 last month on, I believe, the 5th. Yeah.
I just turned 42.
And he just got on Medicaid, I think it's called, right? Medicaid?
Yep, Medicare, and then you get Part 1, Part 2, Part A, B, C, whatever, and all your medical cards for medicines and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it all.
I think at Goodwill, to get a senior discount, I have to be 60, so I'm not even a senior yet.
Yeah. So I got all that stuff. My wife took care of all that. I just carry the cards on my phone, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice that way. I don't have to be stuck to my own doctor. I can, like if I'm at my daughter's house in St. Charles, which she works at Mayo in Rochester, if I have to go there, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I should call my stream live stream with the old farts.
I'm not an old fart.
No, no, you're not. You're in your 30s.
No, 42. So.
One of his sons is 57. Oh,
wow.
Great.
That's almost that's my age, or almost. Well, I'm glad you're still with us. I hope you live to be at least 100. I know the older I get, I keep pushing back, how long I want to live. I hope to make it to 100. But my mom had dementia, and she died I think around 79 or 80. And dementia, she's a total basket case. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
She'd go to play the piano or something, kind of bang, 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 bang. That's how she played the piano. I mean,
yeah.
Crazy.
It's sad how an illness can make a person like that. Young fast too. Yeah, it might smell like roses,
Yeah. And I wish I would have gotten into 3D printing a lot sooner than what I did. Man, I enjoy it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, years ago, the stuff was like made out of wood, and it just looked real janky. And the printers back in the day, and I guess I got in about the right time. The Cr10 had just came out. I seen some of the quality. It's like, oh my God, I've got to have one. Then I think my dog just said, "You need to go outside and use the bathroom." So,
but
your body is old, but your brain is 12. Yeah, I'm still young inside. I like Metallica, Lady Gaga. I play all kinds of music. I got Bruno Mars on my phone. I act like an idiot all the time. And when I go to the store and they have toys, I push all the buttons, and I don't act my age. So when I used to work for a living in construction, sure I can act my age, but I don't. That's I only have to do that for 8 or 10 hours a day, and even then, sometimes you screw up at work too. So.
You have to go in an elevator in New York somewhere like that, in a high rise, and then go whoop.
Yeah.
On all the buttons. Then you get some looks. My other print is almost finished. So.
Still watching Three Stooges.
Three Stooges. Oh, thanks. Which one I am then? Which one is Mo and I don't know all the name,
Larry.
Yeah, I like the Three Stooges, but I think I preferred Lauren Hardy. If I had pick one or the other, I'd take Lauren Hardy over the Three Stooges.
Yeah, which one you gonna be, Lordy or Hardy?
Well, I'm fat, so I'd have to be the fat guy. So.
You don't have to be. I mean, he could have like an eating disorder or something,
Yeah, I seen a movie about the making of Lauren Hardy, and most of their skits and everything was done by Oliver or Laurel, whichever the skinny one was. I think it's Oliver, right? Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote most of the content.
Yeah.
So.
Man, it's raining here, and it's just dreary. Larry mowing shrimp. But customer doesn't want to be filmed. Maybe next time.
Okay.
It's you young farts later.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody might be on camera and they're wanted or something. Somebody might recognize you. You never know.
Yep.
Or somebody's with their girlfriend, not their wife, and they're at Home Depot shopping. So you never know. Yeah, Stan. Okay. Stan Laurel.
Stan Laurel, yep.
Wow.
Nice.
So Sweet Bee 52. Yeah, I guess you're not 52 then. Yeah, my wife, Betty Boop, 45. We made that up because at the time she was 45. So that's where we got that from.
That's my machine.
Okay.
Yeah, my machine just finished printing.
Oh, cool.
So I have to let it cool down a little bit now, so
Yeah.
I can remove it off the bed. Otherwise, I have to level the bed again.
Drink more water if you're having an issue, Sweet Bee. She said no tea.
Yeah.
68.
I'm not too far behind you.
Anyway, let me show you the print I was doing earlier. Or this is a current resin print I'm working on. It's a dragon. It's
Okay.
Beowulf Grendel's mother. This is a dragon from it that I'm working on. I've got more prints up. And then Angelina Jolie played the part, but here's a bust of it here. And of course, there's nothing obscene about this model. It's just smooth edges. So when I get
Yeah.
in, I'll post this up on Facebook and do a video on it, a time lapse. But there's one of her legs on right there. And I'm
Nice.
working on some other parts of it. And see her head. I think I got to do a little bit of sanding. It doesn't quite fit. But
Yeah.
anyway, that'll all be time lapse and stuff like I did with the resin lapse, where I filmed it where it's growing out of nothing coming out of the resin. So
Yeah.
and when I done my first video a few days ago, or whenever it was that I posted it, it was the file size. I don't know much about a DSLR camera, so I have to tweak the settings. But each picture was 5 megs in size, a little over 5 megs, and it's like 350 photos for the quick video we're seeing just growing out of the resin.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about to get a resin printer now, but when I move, then I'm gonna get one, definitely.
Yeah, Buster Keaton's way beyond my time. Red Light says, "Hey, Kenny."
Hey, Red Light. How you doing?
Wow, I'm sorry you're having trouble with your PC. Future prints, just printing things out of resin. I'm working on my droid, that you've seen on the live stream, working on my different bots. I'm getting ready to start printing the drink droid, where it's got the little body, he has the levers, he's driving around, and we're printing that for the next series of videos, but I have to get the electronics done on this one now. And I'm just working on different projects out of resin to resin lapse things. But I don't really have a lot of prints I want to do because I have a couple hundred prints sitting behind me that I can't, I need to get rid of. So I'm trying to slow it down. I try to find things that I can do video content on.
I'm
filling up boxes now.
This is the picture I want to print.
Okay. On lithophane or just on a t-shirt?
Probably lithophane.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, send me the picture over and I'll send you the STL file.
Okay.
Tell me how big you want it.
Lay it completely flat and take a square-on photo of it, a couple pictures, and maybe you can work with that and import it.
Yeah. It needs to be straight too,
Yeah.
But the straightness certain angles I can twist and shape that it looks straight, but it's not perfectly straight.
Yeah.
So that's a hard thing to do, get the picture perfectly straight.
Okay.
Boy, I don't remember. I slice with simplified 3D. My layers are 6 top, 4 bottom, 4 perimeter, 4 or 5% infill. I don't remember how long it took. Probably 24 hours or so, maybe a little bit longer. I don't time my prints. A lot of people ask me, well, how long did this take to resin print? Or I don't keep track. I don't write things down. I know that when I start the base to the drink droid, just the body is going to be 41 hours. I was supposed to get that started while we're talking, and I haven't done it yet. But I sliced that body for it, and it's going to be like 41 hours.
Yeah, I want to build a droid and cover it in lithophanes and have a big light inside and drive it out at nighttime. Have it maybe hopefully in color. That's what I want, hopefully. And maybe get some different people to advertise on it, and then let it drive around town in a certain pattern, and then if a person goes to it, it automatically will stop, and people can look at it and pick what they want, And
Right.
even if they would, I was also thinking about if they press on the lithophane, then it would get recognized and it would tell them, yeah, I can lead you to the position, or it's on this and this location, and here's the telephone number, and
Yeah.
So because I want to make it accessible for blind people too, because I just
Yep.
need to press the buttons, and they get all the information they want,
Right.
Like similar to a
Yeah.
Google search engine, also.
Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, everybody around the world is welcome to join in on the droid builds that we're doing. Just go over to Mr. Badley's Patreon, join for $5 a month, and you'll have access to all the files that we're printing with. And yeah, everybody's always welcome. Then on our weekly live streams, at the end of the live streams, we have different people pop in and show what they're building, and people are always welcome. And right now, our special guest is Jason. Let's see, Marcel had stuff to do in Canada, working with his business in the movie industry. So he kind of dropped out of it, and Jason came in for now. But people are always welcome at different times to join in, or at the end of the live streams, or on the group. I'd rather be 3D printing that Sam Prentice started up a week or so ago. So we're on Facebook. It's called I'd Rather Be 3D Printing, and they'll join that. Everything posted there must be droid related, or if it's a problem.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
Droid, that's fine. This morning I went on the group and I noticed somebody had a link up. Follow me on Instagram. And I went to Instagram post, and it was all ammo, guns and ammo. So I deleted the post, and I found another one by the same person, so I kicked the guy out of the group. So, things need to be related to the group and not guns and ammo and things that are unrelated, just trying to get business. People spamming different Facebook groups, all that was. Somebody, people spam. So.
Yeah, I had somebody spam on my side. I only have like 240 people on my friends list, and somebody tried to spam a whole bunch of Nike shoes. And every person who posts on my post, it has to go through me, and I have to approve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I only want to have 3D printing stuff, and the only thing what I share is like your group and Astro Printers group, and Sam.
I have a bunch of moderators on my group, and I don't know how often they're moderating, and I'm not on my group constantly watching it, but I used to constantly scan it. But the days are too short to constantly watch every little thing on your group. So you catch it when you can catch it, or somebody reports it, and then you kick them off and block them, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Occasionally, people used to pop up with STLs. For $20, get 10,000 STLs, and they're all pirated, and I kick those people occasionally. I haven't seen them in a while, but when I see them, I can ban them. So.
Yeah, I had a bunch spam one of my sites and my law enforcement site. I blocked over 400 freaking people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they just come out of the woodwork, and I just kept blocking.
Yeah.
Till I got them all.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Diesel. Oh, and Jason, my mic, thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, I appreciate it. He donated £25 to me, and
nice.
Got me closer to my thing.
Oh, I just noticed on Facebook that James and Michael are from Honey Badger are streaming now. He said 2 hours ago. When I scheduled my stream, I thought he wasn't coming on until 4 o'clock, so I was trying to squeeze in between a couple people with my Hangout. I didn't know that he was on at a different time.
Is he still on? Oh, wow. I have to check that out now.
Yeah, I'll try and take this picture and put it on a board so it takes all the wrinkles and everything out. So
yeah.
Really
maybe
nice.
iron it before.
Was it?
That helps
okay.
too.
Okay, iron it. Okay.
Yeah, so you have perfectly flat,
Yep.
I mean, sometimes if you have a big enough scanner, I would put it on the scanner, But
Yeah.
the problem is you get it never perfectly flat because you don't see the underside if it's flat. So
Right. Yeah.
you're probably better off taking it from the top.
Matt gets his pictures off the internet or wherever when he gets pictures. So that'd be just like you taking a picture of that jacket flat. And
Yeah.
the same difference. And then he takes a picture and imports it.
Yeah. And I've got that new scanner coming that they just put out. The Kickstart program just got done here not too long ago.
They don't scan black, but that might be good for everything else in the jacket. But
Yeah.
those scanners typically can't see black.
Yeah. So I'll see what it does. I'm expecting mine anytime now.
Awesome. So you still have just the one printer? You haven't went out and bought a second one yet, Kenny?
No, I wish. I don't have enough room for it right now.
You can come up with a better excuse than that. A printer don't take up much room.
Well, when we clean out the extra
Your wife won't let you get one.
when we clean out the extra shed out back this summer, that's when I'll be moving everything out to the other shed.
Well, have your wife sit down across the room from your printer, get out your handcuffs that I know that you have, cuff her to the chair, sit down and go watch this and get on Amazon.
I think that's called false imprisonment.
So, well,
Yeah, no, she's been pretty good. Let me buy whatever I want. So
Or you can say you play Indians and Cowboys.
yeah. That's why I ended up with 15 different metal detectors that I own.
but this one's a prettier color. This one's bigger. Yeah.
This
I like
one
the
finds-
lines in this one. So
Yeah, this one finds gold better. This one finds
Yeah.
silver better.
there, my video went out again.
But yeah,
Yeah,
once I-
normally I have what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart here. My autofocus, I look at the word and read it. My autofocus is normally turned off, so I turned
Okay.
it back on. So occasionally it goes blurry.
Okay. Yeah, once I start selling some of my metal detectors that I don't use anymore, then I'm going to turn around and use that money to put it into other 3D printers.
Sorry, my dogs are barking right now.
Ankle biters. Yeah, I hear them.
Or service.
How's it going, Hellspawn? Yeah, I need to get more stuff up on Etsy. I made a post that I put stuff on there regularly, and I haven't done it in a while. I don't know. It's been a month or two, probably. I got a bunch of. Obviously, I got plenty to put on there. I just got to find the best prints that don't have the least amount of damage or no damage on them, and put them on there. I have a ton of stuff that's primered gray and needs to be post-processed, cleaned up a little bit here and there. Then I can put them up for sale also. But Etsy, you kind of killed me on my only big sale I had. They just killed me on fees, and then I had free shipping in the U.S. So I cleared $176 out of $300. So that was pretty severe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never got feedback from the person that bought my spawn. So hopefully he got it in Texas okay and liked it. But I've made 6 sales on there since I've had my Etsy store, and no one's given me feedback. So I don't know why, but hopefully I'll get some positive feedback to slowly help the store out.
I wish you good luck. Oh, Terry, I got a girlfriend now. Want to say hello?
Do you have to blow her up?
Come on, Sherry. That's a cheap one.
Well, you want to say hello. Oh, a real person. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hello.
Look at that.
How you doing?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I've been
Yeah,
watching
I
for a
like
few
him
weeks.
every week, and Matt's hanging out on the channels all the time. He's a great guy, does a lot of great work. So you have a great guy there.
I know.
Yep.
I've been watching most of the sessions for the last couple of weeks anyway, so I've been sat in the other room watching you tonight.
Okay. Okay. Well, very nice to meet you.
Yep, same here.
Yeah. I'll give you back to Matt.
Alrighty. Have a great day. Yeah, most people don't want to bring their wives or girlfriends on camera. Like, no, I'm not getting on camera.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a long time to get her to walk up behind me and bend her head down and say hi to everybody, but now she does it all the time. That's cool.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
wife would, but she's working all the time. She's out in the kitchen making sugar cookies for the Sunday school. For Sunday school tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah, email me your address and I'll mail you a sticker anywhere in the world. I do sell them on Etsy, but if you send me your address, I'll mail you a sticker for free. Here, I'll put it in chat.
I have to watch the video later when she came in, what you guys said, because I didn't hear anything.
No, I just said hi. How you doing?
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you. You got a great guy there, Matt. He does
Yep.
a lot of really cool stuff, and he hangs out in all the groups.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think I maybe overdo it.
And she wasn't on speaker yet, so she didn't hear me say anything about the blow-up doll part.
Thank God for that. Now she did. Now she did. Oh, Jerry, you might get a nasty message.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm much more happier since I'm with somebody, you know. And I don't anymore so alone and have somebody to talk to. And
Yep, that's nice.
It's like my
Yeah.
wife. She's my roommate. I don't consider her my wife because she hangs out in the bedroom for the last 10 years, watches TV. I usually see her maybe once or twice a day, briefly, as she comes to the kitchen. Or she'll message me and say, hey, bring me this or bring me that. So anyway, I got kind of, people are kind of shocked at sometimes the way I talk to my wife. But if you knew me or lived here or was my neighbor, you would understand why things happen the way they do.
Yeah.
Anyway. She's going to Florida in a couple months to visit her mom and stepdad for 2 months. She'll be gone. So, and I keep trying to convince her every year. And believe it or not, I'm serious when I say this. It's cheaper if we get a one-way ticket than you want to have a round trip. But she always wants to come back. So, anyway. But yeah, I have my 2 dogs. I'm perfectly happy by myself. Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody in the background. How long has he been there? How long have you been
About
sitting
10
there?
minutes.
Dude, say something in chat. I didn't even realize it.
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry. How's it going? Nice to meet
Good.
you.
Again,
So
Yeah.
Matt had his girlfriend on camera. Did you see that?
I saw her just before she left. She ran away.
and she's real.
She is? I don't know.
Yeah.
You said you had green screen. I'm not sure.
No, he paid the neighbor lady to come over here. I'll give you $5. Come on camera real quick. So
It was no. See,
Right.
no.
No.
See, he's got green screen. He admitted he got green screen because that could be all CGI.
Oh,
I wanted to
yeah.
April
Oh,
Fool my
CGI.
wife. I don't have any hot looking neighbors, but I did. It's like, hey, do me a favor. I want to April Fool my wife. Come in. We're going to tell her to get the F out. I didn't say the word, and you're my girlfriend, and see what she says. But then again, you know, I never found nobody, but that would have been a funny April Fool's joke.
Where's that green screen?
On April Fool.
I heard her whispering.
Whispering about a green screen.
She's whispering off the screen. She is.
No, we know she was real because she put on the headphones. So
Yep.
I'm just giving Matt a hard time because it's fun. He'll do it to me, so I might as well do it back to him, right?
Yeah.
No.
no, if I offend anybody with my comments, I apologize. I don't mean to offend people, and the world is so politically correct nowadays. But I am who I am, and you know I don't mean any harm by anything I say. Occasionally, the wrong thing comes out of my mouth, but yeah, that's just my personality.
Yep.
Well, the way I look at things is I tell jokes for my amusement, not yours. If I get a laugh out of it, that's important.
And talking
That's
about law
mean.
enforcement, I've watched cops and all these shows for years, like most people, and sometimes people get pulled over, and I can't believe the way they talk to somebody pulling them over. I'm thinking, dude, you're going to get a ticket or go to jail. Be polite and nice, and maybe things will go easy.
Yeah,
exactly.
100% opposite. I'm thinking, like if somebody pulls you over and they tell you to F off, you walk up to the window, you technically can't write them a ticket for that. Or at least I've never seen it happen, but you might find something wrong. I mean, their taillight might be busted out and they don't know it yet and get a ticket for that. But, it's...
Yeah, it pays to be nice because people do nice things in return.
Kill people with kindness, no matter what. Even if you're at work and you don't like to see your coworker, kill people with kindness. If they get in an argument with you, it makes them look bad. If you're being polite and they're being rude, and you keep being nice to them, it makes them look like that. So
exactly.
And I've run into a lot of jerks over my career.
Yeah.
Especially in the police force, I'm sure.
What's that?
Especially on the police force.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my personality is who I am, so I'm not going to change that for anybody. I don't treat people with disrespect. I try and be polite with everybody, but if you're not being polite to me, then to a point I will stay polite, but at some point it's going to turn back on you, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Yeah.
So we all have our limits. I understood, but like if someone's been a jerk for just being the sake of being a jerk, I'm going to call them out.
Yeah.
It's as simple as
Well,
that.
I just turn around and ignore them.
Well, you can to a point, but eventually they're going to get used to a point that they won't do that. So I will actually call.
Oh, I don't let it get to that point. I just turn around and walk off.
Well,
I mean,
you're a better man than me because I will tell them.
Unless they're picking a fight with me, then I'm like, I don't want to have a fight. I don't know whatever quarrel you have with me. I'm sorry if I did something wrong, but I don't remember doing, and let's be peace.
Tell them, like my parents taught me, treat everybody with respect, the way you want to be treated if you were in their shoes. And I've always done that, and I've run into some real
characters.
Yes.
So, and I tell them right straight out, you can go the easy way or the hard way. It doesn't matter. I'm getting paid the same amount of money. So we can go to jail, or you can be released and go on your own if you want to cooperate.
You behave, yeah.
Yeah, what's crazy about that, you can go to jail over something real minor and stupid that you're going to be out in a few hours. While you're in jail, you could be confronted with another person that attacks you. While you're defending yourself, they accidentally die. Guess what? Now you're going to prison over nothing.
Yeah.
So something so simple, they just escalated out of your control.
It's just another charge of obstructing. I mean, why add the charges? Just give the information
and have a criminal record.
Yeah.
Where you then can't find a good job with.
Yeah.
Because, if you have a clean record, you do get better jobs. I'm sorry. I mean, no bank will employ an ex-bank robber.
I think the biggest excuse nowadays is your credit record. People run credit checks on you, and that's their biggest excuse for not hiring you or not paying you whatever.
I understand if you're in a situation where your access to money and so on, the credit checks. I don't see why a credit check matters if you're working a production line, putting in 4 bolts and then moving on and putting in the next 4 bolts in a different one.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of a credit check with regards to that.
They want to see if you can calculate those 4 bolts where they belong.
Oh, come on. If you got 4 fingers or more, you can count to 4. Come on.
Let's see. 1, 12, 25.
14. No, you've had 28 came out. I think.
Put yourself full screen, Jerry. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice print.
Nice.
And there's another part that goes down here that she stands on, and then they'll have a base. I'm printing that other part right now. Then later tonight, I'll get the base printed overnight. And then tomorrow, I'll work on the video. Then I got to prime it. I might paint it before I finish the video, but I probably won't. So it's going to take me a bit to paint it. But yeah, and then she kind of like stands next to the dragon. But
yeah.
What color is that for PLA or whatever?
No, it's resin. It was clear, and I had put some blue dye in it. And then I just dumped in some other resin that had whatever in it. So it has like a blue tint to it.
Okay.
So.
That's kind of neat.
But yeah, it's going to get primed gray no matter what, and then painted. But
Right.
so, and the only reason I'm using clear resin is because it's $6 cheaper than gray resin. So I'm going to prime it anyway. Why be out more money? And I have a bunch of ink dyes that I bought, and I put quite a bit of dye in my first video, and I mixed it up. Well, Liam see it. I mixed it up really good, and I thought it was going to tint a lot darker than it did, and it didn't. So, but yeah, it came out good. Yeah, I love resin, but it's expensive. You know, it's at least, you know, what I'm buying right now, the cheap stuff, it's $30 a bottle. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start out with a small resin printer and then perfect my ways of doing lithophane with it before I move on to a bigger one. So,
yeah, you should explore lithophane with resin because you can get some fantastic.
Yeah,
red
and
light,
the failure rate is supposed to be lower.
red light on my Facebook group, which I don't think you said you're on Facebook. I go. A lot of people that say, "Oh, I don't do Facebook." Well, if people that don't do Facebook, get on there for the groups, because a lot of companies only advertise different things on Facebook groups. And on my group on Facebook, 3D printing and painting, there's a couple ads for this model. The guy's doing a Kickstarter fundraiser for the model for the STL.
Yeah.
So that's where that can be found out.
Vert, what is that comment about entrapment? Can you explain yourself? I don't know what you're referring to. I want to know what he means by that.
Sounds like entrapment and violation of
Something
privacy.
we were talking about a little bit ago, probably regarding.
I know, but like entrapment means they're setting you up for something, that's entrapment, right?
Yep.
And violation of privacy is revealing private information about yourself. But I don't see how they're tied together because they are totally different aspects of the law.
Yep.
Yeah, almost everything I find is on Facebook, dumb. I see a lot of people that don't do Facebook, but yeah, there's groups for all these different companies we deal with, the resin companies. Everybody's all over Facebook in different private groups. You don't have to be on your own page where people repost postcards and dumb pictures all day long and argue about things. You can just get on there for the groups. So just have a made up name like Dum or call yourself by your real name, whichever. And
so I want to answer Vert's comment. He said about things we were discussing. So what we were discussing a while ago had nothing to do with entrapment or violation of privacy. It was being nice when you're being pulled over by a police officer because you're being nice to them. They're going to be somewhat lenient with you rather than being an ass with them, and they're just going to whatever the law says applies to you, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
That is not entrapment, and that's not violation of privacy in any way, shape, or form. And
Nope.
asking for your ID is not violation of privacy if they have reason to pull you over. They have cause to ask for your identification. If there's a cause for pulling you over.
Yep.
Right. So they have that right now. Like there has been cases, obviously, it's a rarity, but there has been cases of people being pulled over for no reason, just because of the way the cop didn't like the way they were driving. That could be reason that's justification, right? But people argue it, and in some cases you might actually win that argument. But in most cases,
if you're driving a red car, cops like to pull over red vehicles for some reason. Ain't that right?
I don't think that's true because I drove a red vehicle and I never got pulled over ever.
Huh.
My truck is red. I've never been pulled over in it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think if you're sports cars, yes, because they have a tendency to drive faster than most people do, and yes, they have a higher percentage of being pulled over because a driver is going to use the engine because he's got a high-powered engine, right? I don't think it's the red color. I don't think it's got anything to do with that.
The only thing I've ever seen on any cop show or ever, and it doesn't really apply to me, I don't ever get pulled over much, but is when a cop walks up to the vehicle and says, "Where are you coming from and where are you going?" Well, guess what? If I'm not doing nothing wrong, it's none of your effing business where I'm coming from and where I'm going. It's just too much information. I understand that, Kenny, you would ask that when you used to do that. But
The first thing I would ask them is, "Do you know the reason I stopped you?"
Yeah.
And then they would say, "No." Well, got you speeding, or there's no taillights on your vehicle, or give them the reasons why the stop was.
And that's due cause.
And then ask them for their driver's license, registration, and insurance.
Yeah.
Norris
procedure.
good one. Norris got stopped in Arizona one time, and I think he said, "Where are you coming from? Where are you going?" He told it better than I can repeat it, but basically, I'm coming from that way, and I'm going that way.
Yeah.
And then they wound up going round and around about that, and then later he said, "I'll ask you one more time." And anyway, the cop started laughing or something. He said, "That's right, I'm going that way." So, I mean,
Yeah.
If I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't have to tell you where I'm coming from or where
Right.
I'm going. It's none of your business. But I don't want to respond that way because then it's going to make him defensive
Correct.
and give him a reason to maybe write me up for something.
You're antagonizing the situation when it's
Yeah.
totally
The
unnecessary.
thing I ask him is,
Yeah.
what are they up to tonight?
Yeah.
Why pour gasoline on fire?
Yeah.
Correct.
You're making
Yeah.
it worse.
It's
Yeah.
it's an antagonistic response, and it's
Yeah.
actually and it's unnecessary.
And Dum how many prints out of a bottle of resin? Well, if you get a small bottle of resin or a big bottle of resin, whether your prints are solid, whether they're not solid, they're hollowed. I mean, that's kind of a hard question. For instance, this dragon that I'm doing right here and all the body, it's hard to say. Maybe one bottle of resin will do most of the print, but I'm hollowing it all out except for the small parts. So it's kind of hard to say how far it goes. And then you got to think
Where
about
the whole
all the supports that are on the model that you're throwing away. And then when
where
you're
the
all
holes
done,
in that one?
what's that?
Where the holes in that one? On the bottom by your fingers is now? Or?
Yeah, on these I put them in the bottom. I didn't. I
Okay.
normally I would put it underneath the chin, which I don't. I guess I didn't do it on this one. Oh yeah, I did. I put them in here where the horns go. I put 2 holes in there. Then I put them in the bottom. That way I can completely rinse the whole thing out and flush
Yeah.
it with IPA real good. I usually got to have a vent hole on the other side somewhere. And if it's on the model, I'll try to find a smooth spot. Then I can just take a drop of resin with a Q-tip, put it on it, take a UV flashlight, cure it real well, and then if it's too high, lightly sand it down, then you never see the hole. But this has to be completely dried out. These holes in the bottom will never be filled. I'll leave them like that until I go to glue the base together and then glue the model together, then you'll never see them.
And a good tip is if you want to make sure the inside of it's cured, is get a UV LED that's actually on a wire, just the really small ones. And what you could do is if you through the holes you use for draining, turn on the UV LED and put it in through the hole, and the
Bless
UV
you.
light will actually cure the inside of the part as well.
Yeah, I do have a UV light, but I haven't used it in a long time. It's a little tiny bulb. I bought a capacitor, put on it, and I would stick it into UV cure the inside. But for a very long time now, I just dry them out completely, and then I set them out in the sun. Or in my UV cure station, I'll put them in there. But a lot of times they still feel a little tacky, even after I put them through the little cure station. So I just take them out in the sun for like 5 to 10 minutes per side. Kind of flip them over, and then they're usually good to go.
It's better to slightly over cure than to under cure.
Yeah, I was going to work years ago, and I was parked alongside of a 7-Eleven. My buddy went in to get a coffee, and as soon as the cop pulled up behind me, just because where I was parked at, he said, "Oh, well, we're looking for a suspicious. I got a call about a vehicle that looks similar to this. We're looking for it." Well, I know that's not true. He just wanted to check me out. No big deal. I wasn't doing nothing wrong, so just headed to work. He just wanted to check me out because where I was parked at, probably.
Yeah. The only time you should be worried, the only time you should really be worried is if you are up to no good.
Here's a picture of Kenny and years ago. Oh,
This
okay.
is. I got this for a present for Christmas one year,
Nice.
and I want to take and
Scan it.
scan it.
You should. Well, you can. The problem about scanning is all the spaces between the body, each of the people standing there
Yeah.
in the image. The spaces between them, scanners probably will struggle with those.
You won't see his back and her chest, etc. So
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
like an outline perimeter.
You might have to. It might be worth. I don't know if you can. If they can be separated and scanned independently and then put back together again.
I would make a mold out of it.
Yeah, she's
And then
mounted here, and he's mounted here.
Yeah, well, if you can take one, or if you take them off, so you can actually get all the surfaces, because half of the surfaces on that are blocked off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really hard to scan.
Needs
I would make a mold and then take the mold apart and scan the mold.
Yeah. But it sits there on my.
Possibly, but the problem about the mold of that is there's so many integrated parts. Molding it would be troublesome, like doing a silicone mold, and trying to take the mold out as one piece would be really hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that one of these years it'll get broke somehow, you know.
Yeah.
It just sits on my dresser, and that's the way it stays there.
Talk to a trophy store. Ask them, is there a way of them being taken apart without damaging them. So if there is, you can scan them and then get them reassembled again afterwards.
Yeah.
But they know they would have a trophy store would have assembled them. They may have probably, or someone like that. They may have methods of taking them apart and then reassembling them again.
Yeah.
There might be like a bolt underneath the felt base or something.
Made in China.
It was printed like that in one piece.
Yeah, it's cast. Yeah.
I got it in 1993.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be a way of doing it, but it'll be very delicate work to separate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still streaming, Brandon.
He'll knock it off the shelf one of these days, and they'll be separated. Then he can scan them.
He's laughing in the background.
And what kind of material is that? Resin or acrylic or
It's probably porcelain.
plaster?
Probably could be plaster.
It's heavy. Plaster.
It's
And I got
plaster.
Plaster.
That's cool.
Because even if you break it, there's a Japanese way of making it, filling it with gold, the breakage.
Yeah.
That's
So
so
basically-
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
Kenny, during your career, how often did you go to the donut shop?
What's that?
During your career, how often did you go to the donut shop?
Oh.
I went there quite often, but you know what? I never ate a donut.
No, just
With
hung
the
under a
coffee.
coffee.
People ask me, "You guys eat donuts?" I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I eat steak and eggs."
Yeah,
Yeah, you go there for coffee.
Yeah, but no, in the middle of the night, some of the bakeries in the county, you know, they start at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
So we'd pull in there, come in the back door, and sit there and chat with them for a while. You know, make them
Yeah.
feel a little bit more secure. You know, while we're not doing nothing. You know, except checking doors at that hour.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of times we stopped at the donut shops and stuff and BS'd with the people.
Yeah, and there's always a coffee pot going there in the morning.
I was being a wise ass making that comment about cops.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
Well, when you start work at 2 a.m. in the morning, there's always coffee brewing, and they're happy to give you a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yep.
I used to when I was young, long ago when I was young, I used to do a bread run, whereas one of my neighbors used to deliver bread to people's homes,
Uh-huh.
and so we'd start at about 3 in the morning. There's Jerry out there with his twin. I'm telling you, we should do a stream with just him. But we used to do delivering bread to stores and stuff, right? So we would start about 3 a.m. in the morning, and you go into the bakery at 3 a.m. Like the place is full of fresh bread, and we have a type of bread now called soda bread, which is really, really, really good.
Uh-huh.
And you get it straight out of the ovens, and so you'd load up some into the van for delivery.
Yep.
But you'd always take one or two extra, because when it's really hot, we'd actually take them with us and actually eat it fresh out of the oven for our breakfast while we're delivering.
Yep.
Are you ready? You know where I'm going with this,
Yeah,
right?
I know where you're going with this. You have to put in googly eyes. Hey, Zolan, how are you?
Zolan, what's going on, buddy?
You
How you
have to put googly eyes in that, Jerry.
Long time no here. So
It'd be
long.
funnier if you put in googly eyes.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
almost
said,
got
you
to
need
meet,
to put
I
that.
almost got to meet Zolan last Saturday. Him and his wife had drove through town, but they had some vehicle problems, and it burned up most of their day, and I never got to meet him, but he was going to come by here. And that would have been cool. I was going to give him a Joe Telling 3D printing nerd sticker and one of mine and get a picture with him and show him all my junk. But maybe next time.
Matt, that's coming across the microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mute myself.
Yeah, like I
squeaking
said, you
sound.
should put LED lights in those eyes so they glow.
Yeah, I got the eyes off Amazon. I just hot glued them in.
Yeah.
And this was a test print I did on my TiVo Tarantula Pro a couple years ago. Came off Thingiverse, printed in rainbow filament. I think it's ZYLTECH filament. I'd have to watch a video. I don't remember what filament, but what's bad about a lot of rainbow filament, the transition is too slow. So they need to put it closer together, because a lot of times you go to print something like this that's a wireframe and it doesn't change colors fast enough. You'd have to have a lot of infill. So they need to be a lot closer together. And some companies do, some companies don't.
Yeah. I dealt with a company called, what's her name again? Here, I have some of the material here. These guys, iSandmate.
Okay.
And their color changing is something like 20 feet between each color.
Okay.
It's really, really long. It's and I my first feedback to them is, guys, you need to shorten this down to about every 4 or 5 feet of filament, because at 20 feet or 18 or 20 feet, the transition is so slow that you could print multiple parts before you even get a color change.
Now, I'm assuming when it runs through the really long filament line, and we've seen how long they are, it might not be something they can do because it's so long to do a fast color change. It might be very complicated to constantly be changing because the filament extrusion line is so long. So
there is complexity involved, I know, but still. Doing multiple parts, but when one part, like I printed a bin, a 3D printed bin to throw my leftover pieces of filament and all this kind of stuff as a storage area before it's taken care of. And I printed the whole part, and I printed something else beforehand that was large, and I printed the whole bin, and I got a small bit of a color change in the whole bin. It only color changed maybe the last inch or so of it, right? So if you have something with a lot of infill, then yes, it would transition faster. But hey, Zolan, you hate that van. You should park it somewhere and leave the keys in it, and then a week later come back and say it was stolen, because it probably would be. You know, or find a nice deep ravine and then see how fast you can jump out of the driver's door and get rid of it.
Well, yeah, that'd be bad. And then you get stuck on the way out the door and like, oh shit, are your last words.
Yeah. Look at the transition in that. Look over how big it is.
Yeah. You're welcome to drop in, Zolan, if like you come in and hang out. You're very welcome to. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 33 minutes. So if we stay active, I'll do it for 4 hours total. So that's how it goes.
He's thought about it because he's got an answer.
Sadly, my print didn't came out well.
Oh, what happened?
I got a line in it.
3D pen, fill it.
No, what I did is I had 50-50 change on my T30M GTAC, and basically I put everything over to the other roll to 100%, and while I was changing the other roll, and it started burning, making a little burn line when I was putting the second wheel on. So I guess I was not fast enough. Or I should stop the machine, but I was hoping I had enough filament, but I didn't. So I have
You need to buy 3 kilos or 10 kilo spools, and that puts an end to that.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot rarer that we.
Oh, it's 2 kilo spool what I have on there.
No, but you can get 10 kilo spools, and you'd rarely run into that.
Yeah, but how am I going to feed them in? I have to have another feeding mechanism to just feed it in.
You don't. What you do is you 3D print a spool holder with bearings on it. Do I have any bearings here? Here.
Yeah.
These bearings, they move really easily, right? So you 3D print a spool holder using bearings, and your spool rotates so easily on that a normal extruder will pull it.
Okay.
If you don't have bearings, your extruder will struggle and run into problems.
But GTAC does make 10 kilo rolls.
If you do have it on bearings, it'll print without issue. I do a 2.5 kilo on PETG on my Ender 5, no bearings, standard print, right? So a 5 or a 10 kilo spool, you can do it as long as it's on bearings. Your extruder should be able to handle it.
Matt, If you have, since you're being real critical about your own prints, if something's not real obvious, but you think it looks bad, have your girlfriend look at it. Don't tell her anything about it and see if she noticed anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that already.
But don't bring it to her attention that she's looking for something.
Yeah.
And say, how does this look to you? Does it look fine to you? And have her look it over.
Yeah,
That's
I did
cool,
that
right?
a few times.
Yeah, it's good to get second opinion because if other people don't see it, chances are it's going to be fine.
Yeah. But I'll let you guys be the judge. So
That's nice. Oh, that's a dark line. Oh, right, yeah.
That's a snail trying to reach for something.
yeah.
Here's how you fix it. Here's how you fix it. Cut it off at that line.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But then I don't have the butter anymore on top.
If you could cut it clean enough, yeah, because they're going to melt the plastic with anything you cut it with.
Zolan get good advice. Post the image on Twitter and then have people give you so many reasons to give up the hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everybody out there is a critic and they have nothing nice to say. No, I think I would cut it off and then just resize everything. You should be fine.
Oh yeah, I have one already cut off.
Yeah,
but
it's not that hard to do.
I'm going to see if I can make his cat jump. Okay, are you on speaker? No, didn't work.
No.
My camera's doing it again. There we go.
Show us the other ones, Matt.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if this works.
We can see it. We don't see it fail, but you chopped off the top of that one, right?
Let
Yeah.
me get you big. Hold on.
It works. Just frame it and it's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me just put it over here on the other one. So it comes out better.
You need to get longer both for the droid legs, and then you can wire it up and drive it around. Which droid is that, Zolan? Is that the Eggbot?
Nice.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah, that's a nice one. Just frame it and it'll be done.
Yeah, and luckily the moon still came in.
Yeah, just frame it.
I think he's working on Tito. I think it's Tito he's talking about.
Oh, it's Tito?
The first one or the second one, I believe. And then Tito, I never did get him to drive properly because I printed out the TP tracks on it like 10 different, 5 or 6 different times, and I kept slipping on the tracks. And then we moved on, and then I moved on, and he's done, but he doesn't drive properly because there's a V cut in that wheel that you put together, and it's not grabbing the track. So the track has been sized up, sized down, smaller, harder. I even took rubber bands and wrapped around it, but the rubber bands are real narrow. So I need to get a wider rubber band and put it down in that groove, and maybe that will grab that track.
If Zolan, you could always take Eggbot into something and split it in half and it'll print. Because if you slice it in half and then turn it diagonally across the bed, it will print it.
Yeah, but like on the big domes, a lot of people will print them out in parts, and you got to glue them together and sand them and putty them and sand them.
That's what I'm going to have to do because I can't get I don't have the 500 bed.
The new print that we're going to be starting in a couple weeks, the Drink Droid, that one it'll fit on my Hypercube 400 by 400. It's real big, but if somebody doesn't have a printer that big, just drop it in NetFab or something, it'll cut it in half. You can still print in the same orientation without supports. Just you cut it in half, make it smaller. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if you have to cut it 4 times, cut it 4 times. Everything can be put back together.
So that's what I'm going to end up doing. He's end up doing himself to it, as Zolan said.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was made an admin at a website on Facebook, and the guy didn't even ask me.
Which group?
Hold on.
You cannot be an admin unless you accept it. Somebody can't make you an admin. They can send you an invite. You have to accept it. So you can't automatically be made an admin.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't an admin.
How's it going, Marcus? How you been? How's your
Hi,
son?
Marcus.
How is your business coming along? Of course, you know my next question. If you want to drop it and hang out, here's the link. We all do it to each other, and here is one for you. If you have time, you're welcome to join in. And if you don't have time, just hang out and chat.
The drink droid.
Extender, it will fit. Okay.
Yeah, I just got the parts that got released this morning by Mr. Bagley, Mr. B, and I have it sliced. And while the stream is going on, I was going to get it going on my Hypercube, and I haven't got it started yet. So I'm going to start printing the body just for the hell of it. So we'll be on the current droid that we're working on right now, which is this one right here. We're going to be on it for probably 2 more weeks, and we're taking a 2-week hiatus. We won't be on this next Friday. And I got a bunch of my parts to mail. So my speed controllers were wrong, and then they were 8-volt, not 12-volt, and I started to fire, and then I put a fuse in line, and I kept popping fuses, and then I put the wire I had on my motors, which were like $25 a piece from a place here in Vegas. The wiring was too small on them, so I desoldered it, put on some real heavy gauge wire that I would use on my pickup, and then it was too heavy, and the weight of it actually broke 2 of the contacts, or one of them. So I can barely feel the contact on one side, which is covered in plastic. I'm going to try to solder a wire back onto that because I don't want to lose the motor.
You might have to cut away some of the plastic around it.
Yeah.
To get down into it.
Too. I can't take it apart. It's put together by a machine, so I don't want to lose it. And I contacted the company, told them what happened, hoping they might say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll give you another one." But that didn't happen. So
yeah.
Anyway. But they're an individual, small companies. They're not a big, giant corporation that can say, "Sure, we'll just give you another one."
Yeah.
But it never hurts to ask. You never know when somebody might say yes. So
yeah. I agree.
Okay, getting up.
Yeah, he downloaded the ones from the.
Oh no, I'm not an admin. It's I don't know what it is actually, but I can accept people into the group.
Your moderator.
Moderator. That means it's just giving you the ability to kick people and accept new members.
Yeah. If you don't like something that's posted, that's against their rules or something, you can delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even ask me. I was kind of surprised. So
even a moderator, I believe a moderator, you have to be accepted. No, I guess you can make people mod.
Yeah, you can promote moderators.
Yeah. You ask the person first, they say sure, then you make them a mod.
Yeah.
Oh, Octocopter. You should actually, Zolan, your next build will be the Mars rover quadcopter or helicopters you need to build. If you're going to start building your own or RC stuff, you should do the Mars one.
I wish they would hurry up and start flying that around more than 6 foot in the air. I want to see some buildings out in the distance. I want to see some lights.
They're going to fly it again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, they will have the data downloaded because Mars's day is different to ours.
I want to see some alien. I'm not going to do it, but I want to see some alien people doing this to the drone.
No, so they're actually going to fly it third time tomorrow. It's already scheduled for it, so it'll be tonight our time. But by the time the data comes down and they see it, it'll start arriving at about 7:30 in the morning.
And they haven't done a static fire test on SM-15 unless it was today. So I want to
scheduled for tomorrow or Monday.
Oh, great! So that means they're not launch until Tuesday, Wednesday, or something.
Maybe mid to late week.
I want to see it successfully go up, come down, land.
They try to avoid the weekends because it blocked off the road to the beach, and people like to use the beach during the weekend. So they try and avoid as many as they can, unless they have to, and they're running up to a deadline, right? They try and avoid static fires and launches on weekends. That's why they're trying to do them Monday to Friday. Maybe early Saturday mornings, but that's about it.
Do you?
Okay, Dishy Met Dish Face. What's that? Does anybody know what that is?
No, he'll tell us. McDishface. If a cat is eating some leftover McDonald's, you have a McDishface. I don't know.
Starlink? Oh, right. Well, Starlink is.
Oh,
You can sign up for Starlink now.
it's not in Nevada. I looked at the map and they're just not here at all.
They don't have enough coverage in the area. They're mostly aiming at covering at the high altitudes, which is up like Michigan and places like that, Canada and places. But they are expanding it. You can sign up for it, and you have to buy the equipment, and then it's $100 a month.
Wow, that's a lot. I know I'm on Cox Cable. I'm on a high-speed tier, and I added the phone to it, and I just have internet and my phone, and it's like $130 a month, and that's on a yearly special at that price. And the only reason I'm on that high of a tier is because I stream, so I want the best possible quality. And then Jason, lives here in Vegas, also has a new home way out in Green Valley, across town, on a nicer side of town, and he's all on fiber, and he's paying a lot, like $85 a month, and he's a lot faster than I am. I get like a gig down, 35 meg up, and he's getting like 600 up. And I'm thinking, 600? Are you kidding me? On fiber. So I checked fiber in my neighborhood, and they said, we can offer you 10. My neighborhood don't have it, so I can't.
Yeah, what they're doing is they might deliver fiber to a hub, and after that, then you use normal cable over that.
Well, the new houses, they might even, I don't know, they might have fiber go all the way to the house. I don't know.
Yeah, they are in the newer places. They are actually laying fiber all the way down now.
Yeah.
I don't have fiber where I live.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, we have fiber here.
I don't have it. They don't have fiber. We still have above. In our sub, our power lines are underground. Yeah. But the power leading in and out of our sub is above ground, and so like we get issues with that sometimes during the summer. We have transformers popping all the time. And you
live in Michigan, so you probably still have problems with the water, right?
No problems where I live. That's okay. That's only one area that had that. Yeah, it's not down where I am.
But everywhere in America, just like a lot of other countries, everything is getting old and outdated and wore out and breaking and falling apart, and money's got to be spent.
Right.
You got fiber, Red Light? Or do you got fiber laying in a pile in your garage?
He's probably got a pile of rolls of. I got fiber in a box up there, and I have some fiber connections in my network at home.
Marcel, hello. How you doing?
Hey, Marcel. Cherry, can you pop me out for 5 minutes? They're going to be back in 5 minutes.
Is that fast enough?
Do you know what's really fast for networking, and it's really fast communication speed, is doing power over the power lines, or doing Ethernet over the power lines. It's super high speed in network connection, and they don't do it.
When I went to Circuit City back in the day, when my camera's blurry, when Circuit City was around back in the day, they showed me a filter they put on the back of the TV sets or coming in, and they could pick up radio stations over the power plug through. Anyway, they were showing how what's there and how they filter it with these different devices.
Yeah.
Come on, camera.
You know why? That's good. At least it's not just my eyes.
There, he's clear.
Yeah.
There we go. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you can do it in your house. You can use your power lines for network connectivity, right? You just have to bridge between the two 110s so you can actually make it one network. I do it for my home automation system. Uses the power lines to talk to each other. So it's all using that.
I need to start printing puppets. I'm having fun with this little dude.
I'm telling you, you should put strings on him and learn to make him sit on screen so he can do all the talking on screen.
I can just take my hand and manipulate him like every those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the next stream I'll bring him in with another camera.
All right, Zolan, take care.
I have to mute the camera and mute the instance on there, and it'll probably work.
Zolan's gonna fly his kite. Oh, sorry, fly a drone.
Right. Have fun, Zolan. Take care. Hope you start feeling
Take care,
better.
Zolan.
Yeah, he's had it rough over the last few months.
Yeah.
But it's kind of. I've never been into drones or anything like that. But these robots have got me thinking about cool stuff I'm going to do. There you go. Since you're using OBS, Jerry, you should split your screen and put you on one side and him on the other side. Yeah? Make a scene in OBS and do that.
Let me look at it and see what I can do here.
Yeah, you bring in the second camera from the other scene, you clone the camera over, and then you resize it to cover half your screen.
You figure it out.
So go to see the scene that he's on for the single.
Yeah, I'm looking at both of them right now. This is shrinking one.
Yeah. Time is it? Oh, it's almost 6 o'clock here.
Oh
Yeah,
no! Almost 6 o'clock.
Oh, Marcel says you have to talk to him. Come on.
Just about 5 o'clock here.
Yeah. So we have to say 6 o'clock. It almost is.
Yeah. There.
You can make him bigger and put him right beside you. So he takes over half the screen because his window can be slid out of the way, off the side, over the edge. Do it. You can do it live.
I'm trying to make him bigger, but it's taking up too much of the window.
But you can slide it over so it hangs off the edge, so you only see him. The windows don't all have to fit on the screen. They can fit off screen. They can be hanging. You can have, like, here's your screen. You can bring in the second window and have it overlapping, hanging off the edge of the screen here. And you're showing one piece of it.
I'll have to put the chair.
Or move the camera a little bit to its right. There you go. Now you can drag him in and he'll be right beside you.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Something like that.
There you go. See, yeah, you can do it. Yeah. You could even make it bigger if you want to, but it's up to you. So we have Jerry and his twin.
But the twins got more hair.
I did not say that he did.
I couldn't resist that, Jerry.
He's got more than you too, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk like Joe. I have to listen
Yeah.
to some stuff. And so, anyway.
It's funny. That's what I'm saying. If you had strings, you could actually make him do stuff beside you. Or be sitting on screen and all of a sudden have him creep up the side of the side and look at people, and then right up beside the camera, have him creep up and then disappear again.
Well, I've got my speed controllers in the mail that I was talking about. Let's see.
Cool.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got those came in the mail earlier that I showed, so now I can start working on rebuilding my my electronics on my Eggbot Scramble. He's called. And then I got these in the mail a bit ago. Well, hell, I'll just show them right here.
Yeah.
My Dean's connectors, and I got some more wiring, and then I bought some other wiring. It's like 22 gauge here. So I'll probably put those in the motors. And then I got that motor here that I told you had the broken contact on. I'm gonna see if I can. There should be enough there. Hopefully I can solder to it and save it. And then
18 and 2 should work for that, shouldn't it? For gate.
Well, what I had on it, I went out in the garage and I got some real heavy red wire that was really stiff and real heavy duty for my truck. And I put that on these little motors, and the weight of it broke the connector on the motor.
Oh,
was it single core or was it braided?
Braided.
It was braided, but real heavy gauge. So, I mean, it's like 110 per house. It's real heavy gauge automotive wire, and it was way too heavy. And the stuff I had on there originally was that multi-strand stuff you buy on Amazon, that they're all different colors. You just pull one apart. It's got a male and a female end on each end. That was really light, way too light. So I went from one extreme to the other. So,
yeah, well, braided is better because it carries more power. You can carry more current on a braided wire than you can in a solid core.
yeah, well, solid core, none of this electronics that ever have solid core. It's only for houses.
Yeah, because electricity only travels on the surface of the wire. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't actually go through the center of the wire, with the exception of really high intensity overhead lines. Most wire, in most electrical circuits, which is more common voltage, it's actually on the surface, the very top surface of the wire that carries the electrons. It actually doesn't go through the core of it. So braided carries current better than solid core does in most cases.
When I built my property in Prump back in 08 through 010, I had to pre-wire everything, install the power box and everything, and dig the trench over to the power pole where they're going to run it. I had to make everything accessible, so when the power company came out, they simply tie in the connections, and then I backfill it, and I'm done with it. And that was like 5 or 6 AUG, and it was all aluminum, real heavy gauge aluminum, and it was braided, but it was all aluminum wire.
Had to be shielded.
For the power pedestal. Yeah, the power pedestal.
Yeah. Because the amount of current it's carrying, it carries better over a braid.
Yeah.
Stranded than it does over a solid core. Because you have more surface area to carry the electrons, because that's how electricity works, than you do on the solid core.
I don't understand Dominic's question. Can I create a zoom filter for the puppet? I don't know what.
You can zoom in on the image.
Oh,
as a filter on that on the camera.
It says C920, and I'm plugged in through USB going to OBS, but I don't have a zoom feature on the camera.
No, the zoom feature's in OBS.
Okay, let's see me go to properties.
You go to properties and you go add filter.
Okay, I'm on add. I don't see anything that says add filter for it, but
I don't have OBS open right now to look at it.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a zoom. Oh, here it says filters. Okay, I'm in filters, but I don't. Let's see. I'll hit add. I don't know anything about this, but I'll. Adobe audio video filter, effects filter. Okay, let's add a audio filter.
No, you don't. You want an effects one, I think.
Effects. Okay, go to the plus on that. Let's see what do we got. Virtual cam, sharpen, scroll, render, luma key, image mask, blend, crop blend, color correction, chroma key, applied LUT. I don't see anything for anything. It might be zoom.
Okay, how was I haven't done it in a long time. Which one? I can't remember which one it is. Tried one of the other options that are in there, but try a video one. I think you can just zoom.
Compressor, expander, gain, invert clarity, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression. Yeah, the only way I know to zoom in OBS is to take your picture and just drag it really big. That's the only way I know to zoom it, drag it real big.
No, I think you can zoom in. You can. It's been a long time since I've had to use this because I normally use a separate close-up camera. Is what I do.
Well, take care, Mr. and Mrs. Diesel.
Take care.
See you next time.
So because as I said, I use a separate camera for that stuff. Oh, I'm hoping maybe next week I'll be doing a live unboxing if it arrives on time of a MakerPi P3 Pro. It's a dual extruder, but it's not IDEX. It's dual, 2 print heads side by side. And like in the Ultimakers, where when the print has not been used, it lifts up out of the way, right? Like on the Ultimaker printers, that's how the printers are set up. They're on servos, so they actually lift up out of the way when not in use.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, one only moves. So it prints with one, and then it'll Z up, and then the second one will come down below it. It'll print with that, and then when it lifts up out of the way, the Z comes down again. They print with the second head. but they're mounted side by side. But one is on a servo, so it can lift. Same like Ultimaker does today.
Yeah, I've seen print heads like there'll be three of them. They rotate. They kind of turn up out of the way.
Oh yeah, I've seen those too. Yeah, and this doesn't do that though. It doesn't have a rotary mount. It's just two extruders, and one lifts out of the way when the other one's printing. So that's on its way. They've finished the prototypes. They've made a few of them, so they'll be sending them out to people for reviews.
Awesome.
So I have one coming. I haven't been given a shipping number yet, but I was told they asked me for my address.
Oh, okay. I just seen it. How long you been there, Matt? I just seen private chat that says I'm back.
Yeah. I just typed it. I've been maybe a couple minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just happened to look at my screen. For some reason, I never look at the bottom of my screen. So,
Don't worry
unless
about
somebody
it, Jerry.
pops in and then it goes beep and everybody can hear it go beep.
Yeah.
And then if you don't see it, it's like, hey, Jerry, you just got a beep. Didn't you hear it? I think somebody's in the waiting room.
So what's your plans for the next week, Jerry, other than getting your bot done?
Getting the bot done and working on this new video. I'm printing out this dragon. I'm working for Beowulf, getting that video done. That's going to be very complicated. Here we go. We've got another special guest. We've got Ethan's dad, Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Marcus.
How you doing?
Hey, Marcus.
Good.
Let's spotlight you. Let everybody see you. How you doing? How's it going today?
Good.
So what's happening? What's up? What are you up to?
Yes, so the day after you last saw me, Liam, so my brother and his fiance have been visiting from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting ready to go out. They were putting a puzzle together, and all of a sudden, I was messing around on YouTube. YouTube suggested some video to me where someone was talking about a 3D scanning app with the iPhone. And so I was fast forwarding in the YouTube video because it's always Scandi whenever they're talking about 3D scanning with an iPhone. It's always Scandi, and so I was fast forwarding the video, assuming it was going to be about Scandi, but they actually were talking about my app. So we all came in. So we all came in the living room and watched it together, and I had actually hadn't heard of the channel before, but after we finished watching the video, and it was a pretty favorable video. It was about how to use it for like creating a model so you can scale things for cosplay and stuff. Mm-hmm. The dude has 500,000 subscribers.
Oh wow!
And the video has had 49,000 views so far.
Nice.
Yeah. Have your sales went up since that video was hit?
Yeah. So I went and looked at my the number of downloads, and it was like 14 one day, and then 300 and like almost 400 the next day.
Nice.
Awesome. And it's been pretty steady since. So
that's great.
Good.
I'll drop a link in the channel for the video if you guys.
I'm happy for you.
That's great.
Yep.
You deserve it. You did hard work on the
software.
program.
It's a really good app. So excellent.
I'm just have to wait till
Is it download or have people actually purchased it?
There's been purchases as well. I'm not gonna share that with you.
By the way, the number. I'm saying there has been purchases out of it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So sales are up, which is excellent.
Yep.
So you can buy more printers and more filament. Excellent.
Yeah, that was crazy what happened to Uncle Jesse. Him and Andrew Sink, they put that cord resin lapse that I had up on Etsy for sale, and then Etsy took down their store, wouldn't tell them why. And then they said, don't call us no more. And then they gave him a $50 credit, said, oh, we're sorry. Or no, they didn't say they're sorry. They gave him a $50 credit, opened the back up. I'm not sure if it got taken down again. But when I done my video, I had a different link. I didn't even discuss it. There's no reason to rehash it in my video. But yeah, constant problems.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Etsy was throwing money away, really. I mean, because they take a percentage, and when it didn't work out, they just ended up using, I guess, a different site, and someone else is making money. So
yeah, when I sold my Swan model, I took a huge hit. Of course, I had free shipping in the U.S., but it's like, wow, I made $300. I had my model 25% off from $400, and then I only got 176 out of 300, and that's wow. So,
Yeah, I don't see them using Etsy again, and it's their own fault.
yeah.
It's a pity.
So how's your son doing? How's school going? Everything in general?
Yeah, he's doing good. So Ethan, who you guys know, he is doing remote learning through all this pandemic, but he's in chess club now, so he has to go in 1 day a week to do that chess club, and he just wears a mask. He's the only one in our family who's not vaccinated right now. They haven't approved it yet for kids his age.
Yeah, my son's not done either.
They need to make sure it's safe. Yeah, that's
Right.
no crazy side effects.
Yeah, my son's 14, and they don't have it for that age group yet. So,
but it'll be summer soon, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, well, they say they're going to have it by the summer for kids. Well, they're working on over 12s and for 6 months and above. So they're working in 2 brackets. Chances are 12 and above will get the adult version, and they'll have to they're working on a different version for under 12-year-olds is what they're probably doing. Because the adult dose will be too high.
So how are the drones going, Jerry? I wasn't able to catch your video yesterday.
Oh, working on the Eggbot. I had a lot of problems. I had a fire last week. I put too much power to one of the speed controllers, and it smoked. Had a flames about 6 inches tall. So I could quickly grab my cell phone, try to tape that, or unplug the battery real quick. I unplugged the battery instead of trying to get it on video. And then it wound up that the speed controllers I was using off Amazon they weren't 12 volt, they were 8 volt, and I thought they were 12 volt.
Interesting.
And I was popping cheeses and headache after headache. And then I ordered more parts off Amazon. They said they'll be here Friday. It's like, cool. I can, Then they said they'll be here Wednesday, and our stream was Friday. And they said no, they're coming May 1st. So then I ordered more for $38. And then as soon as I ordered them, I get another email. Oh, the ones May 1st are now coming Saturday, and
right today.
A lot of problems.
Well, Liam met him because we actually came on stream. But my brother Troy, he's on Twitter. He's EM3D alpha tester. He's the one who's been doing all that testing for me for the app.
Okay.
But we were on the couch watching. We saw you come on tripod stream. We happened to have it on the TV, just watching it, hanging out. So we saw you guys working on the electronics.
And then Jason has his droid all done. He posted pictures on Facebook today. It makes noise. It all lights up. It looks awesome. So, and we're skipping a stream next Friday. So I basically got 2 weeks to get everything done. So that's more than enough time to get everything hopefully finished and done.
Yeah. In case you don't know, Marcus, Sam's wife went into labor today.
Oh.
So he probably won't be around for a week or so. And then he'll be on night feeds.
But that was good. That was good timing, though. He was able to do yesterday's stream, though. So,
Yeah. He sent out a message this morning saying it started or something like that. He said. So.
And my wife was a doula, which is she helps people, with the baby thing, and she had to work a large number of weekends. My theory is that with a lot of, most couples, they both have jobs, right? And so I think they wait to the weekends, and because they're busy during the week, their bodies kind of adapt to that.
No, my son was born on a Wednesday.
Cool.
So he wasn't waiting around for that.
I left the TV on purposely downstairs so they could see me on the stream with you guys. So my wife's probably yelling at the screen for talking.
Hey, Ethan, how you doing?
Hey.
He's back again.
Yeah, my son just got a PlayStation 5. I think that's what it's called, the newest one.
Yeah.
And let's see, it's white on the top and the bottom. It's black in the middle. And because a lot of stuff around it is black, he wants to order new covers now to put on the top and the bottom from some company for like $60. It's like, dude, just leave it alone and play it.
Why don't you just print them?
Right.
Well, if I spent $500 for something, I would want it to be perfect. I wouldn't want to print it, and you can't resin print it. I mean, I could print something for them on my printer, but it wouldn't be perfect. You know, you'd want it to be perfect, and they're probably mold infected. Hello, how you doing?
Hello again.
How are you?
I saw you downstairs. Everybody was waving back, but you couldn't see them.
How's it going?
Was waving back.
Oh, he's saying the whole family was waving back at the TV, even though you couldn't see them.
That's funny.
You said we were probably downstairs watching. We were. And when you guys waved, we all waved back. But I just had to come up here and tell you guys because you obviously couldn't see us waving back.
You can all come up here and wave at us.
That's what I did. But I heard the shout out he gave me for testing his app. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm just happy for him. So I consider it not a hobby.
Well, I hope it really takes off. You make a lot of money before somebody else copies your idea, and then they cut it.
Yeah.
As with all products, that eventually happens.
So he actually came up with something today that would even be. Anyway, I can't.
You gotta be careful. He's going to smack you. So.
But there's some. He's definitely always working on the app, and there's some more. It's already a great app, but there's going to be some more gravy that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So we hope you make.
Can I have a suggestion?
Yeah. What you got, Matt?
How about have the app link to multiple phones, or as many phones as you want, and you can have people standing around it, or you can set them up on tripods and put them all around it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about making a multi-point cloud out of using multiple devices to collect the data.
Yeah, and each has the same app, you know.
So they share data.
All right, yeah.
I
That's something to look at for sure.
A lot of the scanners that are out there, I don't know about your app, Marcus, but they can't see
Give
black.
me the ideas, you can make the money.
Why is that the app can't see black?
Yeah, so I know the Revel Point, which was on Kickstarter, can't, and I don't know if maybe it was a feature because my app has no problem with black.
What he was saying was that that comes with a black glove, and maybe it's so you can set it on a black table so that you can use it sort of like a green screen.
Well, it could also be that they're using infrared, and black absorbs light. So IR would be absorbed by black and not reflected, and if it's not reflected, it can't detect it, right? If it's using an IR beam.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're using a point cloud, which is using a LiDAR type of scenario, it is EM, but it's not light. So therefore,
taking a powder puff and doing this really isn't feasible.
Actually on hair, powdering with the hair would actually make it show up on the other scanner.
It'd be funny for the video,
on his
but
app, I noticed that black has no problem.
Yeah, because you're using LiDAR, not visual light, not IR light. So that's why it's different. The LiDAR scenario is not based on the surface that is hitting or the color of the object, whereas the IR would be, and black objects like hair, like dark hair, would absorb IR light.
Okay, so they're probably using structured light where they're just shining patterns onto something and then reading the patterns, whereas what I'm using must be using LiDAR. Yeah,
they're actually they're looking for reflected light in the infrared spectrum, is my guess, because they do say they use a safe infrared. That's what they say, if I remember correctly. So if that's the case, black would absorb the light, because black is the absence of light, right? Black is not a color; it's the lack of color.
And I know he gave you some of the numbers, and I was downstairs listening. It was like 14 and 370, but then the next day was 470.
That's good.
Like 14, 370, 470.
Well, that's great, and maybe you should reach out to Joe Telling and see if he'd be interested in talking to you on his stream about your app, because he's got millions of viewers.
Yeah.
He has a setup now where he can actually communicate with you over, and he's an iPhone user, by the way.
I think he's got 400,000 something viewers, not million.
Who?
Yeah, I think.
Joe telling.
This guy has more subscribers than I
All
think
of us together.
than all of them, not combined, but individually.
Yeah, 3D printing is a real niche. And
600 grand on just Instagram also. So it wasn't. It's not just the YouTube. The YouTube he has 500K subscribers, but then Instagram he has 600 and something thousand.
wow.
But Joel was a subscriber. Well, at least on Twitter, I saw that Joel follows him, Uncle Jesse follows him, Maker's Muse follows him.
Awesome.
I say him, but it's her. It's actually his wife, Lana, has it's her channel, her stream, and then but he makes videos as well. He does the more technical videos on her channel.
A lot of people I deal with on Facebook or Instagram, I don't know if it's a he or she. I just see a name and I assume, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So with Joe, yeah, you're right. Joe's almost 500,000. For 3D printing nerd.
Well, he'd actually done when he equalized it so that it was appropriate size. So you actually get the exact millimeters that the scan is. So you get a true size. He actually sent it to Uncle Jesse because he knows Uncle Jesse does a lot of cosplay, and he knew that help him out. So he just let him know that, hey, this will help out your cosplay, and that's actually what this guy said, and we hadn't even reached out to him.
That's great, though. But you should talk to other YouTubers with big numbers,
yeah,
and see if they want to talk about and feature your product.
Yeah,
like it'll help, you know.
Yeah, we've reached out to them before. Most of them who have iPhones have codes. Joel being one of them, but I know they're busy guys, and so I don't want to rush them. But yeah, it might be a good time to reach out to them again. I don't think that they're interested in doing a review, but if they can think of,
they need to talk about the technology and about how the app works and how good it is.
Right, but if they can think of a way to use that app in a way that their viewers would be interested in, like the cosplay angle, then I think they would be more likely to do a video.
Yeah, because that way you make a helmet or a headpiece or something for your shoulders. You can take it and design it on the computer and take your 3D person and see that everything's going to match up before you bother printing it out instead of having to resize it.
Did Michael use your app when he did scanning recently? He did a scan of his wife. Was it your app he used?
Yeah, so he's one of the people I contacted. He says he does not have an iPhone. He was using RevoPoint.
Okay.
And when he was doing his,
yeah,
so I think he got a review. He got a review version from the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, you meet somebody in public and you say, "Hey," you hold up your phone. They go, "Oh, you want a selfie?" No, stand still. I want to scan you for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went on a trip to Sedona and I forgot my iPhone. And there was a full-size Harlequin, and I was like, "Oh, I can't believe I forgot my iPhone." And then I ran into this store and they sell quartz crystals. They're still sticking out, and there was a display set in the middle of the store with a bunch of clear area. Like they purposely set it up for me to scan, and I didn't have my iPhone. And then I could have printed it out and made my own little, crystal thing, the exact same thing, never had to buy it. And, a huge crystal like that, geo inside, you're talking thousands of dollars. I just 3D print out my own.
Borrow someone's phone, install the app, or how long would that take to possibly borrow the phone, scan it, send it to yourself, and then delete it, and hand him back the phone. Here's $10, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, seriously, I was joking with him as I was like, they're gonna make up a Ethan law or something saying, please don't scan our objects with your phones.
Yeah, it's like Disneyland and people printing things out that they scan at Disneyland. If you can take a picture of something, I mean, that's, it is what it is, but I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, I seriously, like if you see a lamp stand or something that you really like in a store, you just scan it, take it home, print it out, put your light bulb in.
Well, photographs that we use today, with everything going 3D, even our cameras are having, like more and more cameras having multiple lenses to do three-dimensional imaging. I see that it won't be too long before our cameras will actually become holographic. They'll actually image They won't make holograms, but they will take three-dimensional images of everything around them, and that's what you use for your memory. So when you look at an image later on, you look at it in three dimensionals rather than just a 2D image, which we what we see today.
Yeah,
That's where my idea came from too, with multiple camera setup with your app. So your app links to multiple cameras, and even if people have, let's say you have a whole bunch of friends with iPhones, they all come together, they position themselves wherever the app tells them to go, and you can do it over Wi-Fi link or I don't know Bluetooth.
You'd Bluetooth them or you'd Wi-Fi them together.
Yeah, but Bluetooth is not as far as Wi-Fi. I think
you don't have to go distance if you're going to have multiple set up in a ring, because they create a Bluetooth ring. They could relay data.
So one of
one of the things ideas would be if one person would be really far away and scan the statue from really far away. So you have you can zoom in, better. You get more pixels.
Yeah, well, no, the further away you are, the resolution drops.
Yeah, I know.
So one of the features that I have the proof of concept already done, and I'll probably get it knocked out, as soon as our visitors leave. But he has to test it anyway. But it's already have it where you can use a second screen for the view. So you don't have to use the mirror attachment. So you can just put two phones back to back, and I'm just going to rubber band them, and that's going to be the easiest way to do it. And
I'm glad he said that, because when he said that about the multiple cameras up there, but I don't want to give away trade secrets. But since he mentioned it, the iOS took away the ability to mirror your phones, and there's a lot of other apps that are out there just that enable you to do that, but there's a 3 or 5 second delay. Well, being the programmer that he is, he's managed to negate that and make it so you're going to be able to use one phone as your scanner and one phone as your screen. And yeah, you could rubber band them together. Myself, I'll probably hold one and use the other one. But you'll be able to, you'll basically get an instantaneous live stream mirror, and better than the apps that are on the iOS store right now that enable you to mirror the iOS. Most of them have a 3 to 5 second scan, and that's what it says in most all the reviews. So he figured out a way to do it live without the delay.
It's not open source today. No, they're asking about it being open source, and it's not open source. Hey, how are you?
He was sneaking on the floor to steal chips.
I was downstairs playing video games with them. He was showing me some Zelda levels.
But someone was asking about it being open source. I said no, it's not. You need to port it to Android, man.
Actually, part of it is based on open source. In a way that a lot of those algorithms are available on the internet that I use. Like if you understand all that stuff, I didn't create the algorithm that turns the point cloud into a mesh. It's called Screen Poisson, and it's in Mesh Lab, and that's public information. But no, my code is not open source.
There's open source about doing the conversion, but how your app works and leverages that open source is proprietary.
Right.
So you should port it to Android.
I went back and tried to read all the reviews that were on the YouTube, and half of them at the time were sad faces and stuff with people saying that they have an Android.
Android, look, Samsung.
Yeah, I mean,
every commercial on TV is Android.
I got the Note 9. I got the Note 9, but I did buy an iPhone. I have an iPhone XR, which is the bottom of the line for his app.
Look,
and I didn't update it to the new
Android
operating system.
Android.
Yes, I agree.
Apple.
I feel you.
Apple.
But I do.
Way to go, Matt.
My iPad that I take to work, my Wi-Fi off of my Android, and I use my iPad to play my Call of Duty Mobile. So
and Shaper.
Yeah, I use Shaper 3D, so I don't have to take my computer to work. Shaper 3D is pretty comparable. So when people come up with weapon parts, any design
Your
while
app
I'm at
is
work, because for their weapons, then I can design them right there.
Well, I'm
and
not
show them
artistic.
inside.
I don't do 3D like that, like creative design stuff like that, because I'm not artistic in any way, shape, or form. I can't draw a straight line, but I use CAD applications. But you're only hitting a small portion of the market on the Apple. The Android portion
Yeah.
of the market is far greater than Apple is.
Yeah,
Did you say the Android phone didn't have some kind of a sensor on it that it
The
needed?
new
more?
ones do. All the new ones have the abilities.
The thing I'm worried about, and I told him this at the get-go, because like we talked about him making right in iOS when it went from you didn't even have a smartphone. It was a phone, and then you had your iPad tablet, little iPad tablet. And then Windows actually had the first smartphone. It was basically an iPad, small little iPad that also had phone capabilities. And then Android came out, and then Apple and Windows kind of went away. Windows tried coming back, and then they went away again. But iOS, the good thing about their programs when you program them online is they're all closed and pretty safe, so the seller can get their money. The problem with when you put it on an Android is Android's all open source. You don't even need
it's not all open source.
Well, you can get in a video game on your Android. If you want to hack it, you can get into the program itself and hack it. Whereas you can't do that on an Apple unless you jailbreak it.
You can actually compile your software so people can't see it. You don't have to leave the source files out there.
It's easier to read the program information.
I know that the Android has a much larger scale or share of the market, but people,
it's not secure.
It is
for apps that have both in-app purchases on Apple and Android. They still make more than money on Apple, and Android used to not. People are just not used to paying for things, and they often don't.
Well, I pay. I like depend. Like there's a lot of free stuff on Android. There's no question about that. A lot more than there is on Apple, but people do buy. I buy software for my Androids all the time. So because I have a need for them, I have a purpose for them. Like if your software was an Android, I'd buy it for the Android for my Android. There is free software out there for astronomy on the Android, but I pay for software because it's better. Right? It has a lot of features that I can't get.
Yeah, I have all the Stargazer apps too.
Oh, you probably don't have the pro version, the ones that I use, because I use mine. My one talks to my telescope, and on my app on my.
And redirect your telescope. You can type in what constellation you're looking for, and it goes to that constellation.
I can pick a star and hit go to, and my telescope will go there. I run all of that off this. I have software on this that links to a Raspberry Pi that has custom software on the Raspberry Pi, and I can create and I can set up my imaging for to take a sequence of photographs, and my Raspberry Pi is on my telescope, which connects to everything on my telescope, like the cameras and everything, and I can tell my telescope to go to a target, start taking photographs. It even takes a photograph, compares it with a database on the Raspberry Pi to say, yes, you're in the right location, or no, even though the telescope went there, it's in the wrong spot, but I figured out where I am, and I'm going to correct it, and it's all on the Raspberry Pi, but I control it from here.
But we've also kitted around that EM3D sells iPhones. So if Apple ever figures it out and gets behind us, that would be pretty.
Yeah, you should have the approach talking like the garage band that comes with the Apple.
There's an idea. You could have Apple if they want to buy the rights to the software.
Yeah, I was like, GarageBand, how many people use that? Well, I goofed around with it a few times, and I asked people, and they goof around with it a few times, and now you can actually remove it as bloatware.
I'm sorry, Dum Dum, you've got a bad Apple.
A 3D scanner, once everybody's 3D starts 3D scanning everything, like they see something, they decide they're going to 3D scan it so they can print it out. Once that becomes more normal, why wouldn't Apple want to include that with their phone? I think people would use that way more than GarageBand.
That's why I was saying if you bring your idea to Apple and ask them would they be interested in buying the rights to your software to include it in their phones and their bills. So for every phone they sell,
something crazy could happen. They could throw so much money at you that it may change your life forever.
Yeah.
Or they would copy what you're doing if they could.
Well, you don't give them the code. You show them the app and ask them would they be interested in buying it. It's already working. It's already established. Would they be interested in buying? Would they be interested in buying it or buying the rights to include it by default in the OS? So for all the phones of this version higher, include it, and then you get paid for every phone they sell because it's included on the phone.
Another thing is, would it be possible to then actually, with the system what I told you, to use an iPad with just one camera? Because if multiple iPads are linked up in phones, you have multiple eyes, you know what I mean? You still would get the same difference as when you have the 3 lenses, or would you know?
Well, yeah, if you do photogrammetry, like having the 3 angles all from the same, practically the same point of reference isn't going to be that beneficial anyways. It's going to be the number of devices, not the number of cameras per device, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
So basically this would then work too with your app.
If it had the LiDAR camera only.
If I like for mirroring, if you're using the one that has that you're screening with, yeah, you can totally use your iPad as your second screen.
Well, you can do it because if you have screen sharing on even Android and Apples, they all have screen sharing.
Because mine
you can actually share your screen to another device.
Yeah, my iPad doesn't have the front-facing camera. So when I installed the app, it told me, "Are you sure?" Because you don't have the front-facing camera to use it, but you can go ahead and install it just to like view other files. So I plan on using that as my screen when when he adds that mode, and doing the scanning with the actual phone that has the front facing to that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but or I just said you could just screen share, and your Android, your tablet is you see the screen that the other one sees, but you have it facing away from you, but you can see the screen, so you can actually this will show you what this sees, just in screen sharing, because that's built into the Android and the Apple devices today. So hell, you can screen share your mobile device to your laptop or your desktop.
Yeah.
That's only for 12 up, isn't it, Marcus?
It's for the iPhone. You need the iPhone 10 and up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually, like I said, might not have caught it, but I actually have the iPhone X. And the reason for that, and he told me I was going to update the software, and he's like, no, don't. He wants to have it backwards compatible to iOS 13. So the reason I tested on that phone is because I'm testing it on the bottom of the line phone running the oldest software, not updated, so that he's 100% positive when he puts something out, it's going to work on the earliest model to the newest model.
Yeah, because I've only got the 8 Plus.
Yeah,
if
we'll
it
work on that one.
something in between, and then it doesn't work on this one.
Yeah, and then I test everything that possibly could function on the iPad without the true depth. Because I have an iPad that doesn't have the true depth. I test everything on that also as well. So that way we get a broader range. And then we have another tester who has an iPhone 11.
Yeah, so you're testing the newer versions.
Yeah, so we're testing across to
you need to
eliminate all bugs as possible.
Well, it's not only that, but Apple will change stuff from version to version. They will do an iOS update that could break stuff.
We've had that where it didn't work on version 13, but worked fine on 15. So then he would fix that and correct it. So then it worked on iOS 13.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, there's in Android, Android have about 70% of the market share, because they're across so many different devices. You just have to list it, you'd have to get people to test them on different devices, and then you certify it and list in which one it is certified with. But you
Yeah.
can have people out there to test it for you.
Yeah.
I think you have a volunteer right there.
If I even knew how to do it, like I would definitely consider it. But yeah, I do a lot of. Since I'm a native iOS developer, quite often I'm working with another team that's native Android developers, and I see the problems that they can run into, like what you mentioned. How many different devices are supported? They'll get complaints. It's not working on this one specific device. They have to try to find that device so they can recreate the issue. And development on my side, the iOS side, is a dream compared to that. I only have a limited number of devices.
Yeah, it is easier because they standardize and you don't get multiple manufacturers. It all comes from one source.
What's the oldest iPhone that it works with? BS Tech is wondering.
It's the iPhone 10, also known as the X.
I gotta go, guys. My daughter's trying to call.
Take care.
Take care, Kenny. See you later.
Yeah, take care. Be careful.
Bye.
Be safe.
All right.
The iPhone 10 or higher, or iPhone X.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and I was downstairs too when he mentioned we were watching you put together and do your electronics and using the multimeter and getting the beep and going across positive and negative and watching the connectors, and us both being, knowing how to solder and stuff. We were stressed with you. We were all into it. We were it was good. And I did electronics school when I was in the Navy too. So I'm that was actually a good video. That
Well, a lot of people that can't solder, if you don't tin your soldering iron first, you put solder on it, get it molten, and then when you put on your wires and go on the opposite side of it, as long as the gauge isn't too heavy, it'll melt right away, and you can easily solder something together or tin it. I tinker with soldering. I don't do a lot of soldering. My multimeter, I don't know how to properly use my meter other than I touch two contacts and it beeps.
Yeah, if you get a beep, then you're getting a complete circuit, and if you don't get a beep, there's
continuity test is what you're used to
somewhere.
And as I get older, I get more forgetful. So there's a lot of things I've known in the past that I don't remember how to do. I mean, I got my son into computers, and I've been into computers since probably 1991, but there's so many things that I just forget how to do it, and I have to go Google it and relearn how to do things. So, I don't know.
That was fun watching your video, though.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff in the mail today, and when I get off the stream today, I'm going to get a bite to eat, and I got to start resoldering and working on everything, getting all put back together. So, anyway, but yeah, I got, like I say, I've got the body here, the head done. Most of it's painted, so just got to get the tracks and everything put back together and get everything soldered back up and get it going. Our next stream is in 2 weeks.
Did you resin print the eye?
Huh? Yeah, I resin printed the eye. I had stained it with some black dye. And when I looked at it in the light, I put a light behind it. It would look kind of cloudy and darker in other spots. I finally just painted it black because it didn't come out the way I wanted. But I had it 3D printed originally, and then resin printed. It came out with a perfect smooth finish, and I just painted it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it.
Thank you, Dum Dum.
It's either that or FDM printed and then painted with resin and then let it harden so you get a smooth finish.
And then I had a high gloss white paint on it, which I didn't like the way it looks. I went over that with a flat white primer, and I left it primered, and then I stained some of the tracks. Just trying to work out different ideas. So I don't want it to look perfect. I want to look nice but dirty-ish. So I'm just working on some different techniques.
Did you see Uncle Jesse's latest printer where he's trying to figure out different ways to reuse his IPA?
Yeah.
From his resin. Did you have any?
I've never tried to filter resin, and he tried a lot of things there. Nothing was working, but not resin, but IPA. I've never tried filtering it.
Coffee filters.
He tried that, didn't work. Watch his video. He tried everything and nothing worked.
Okay.
So what I think that the problem is you have a solution in a solution, right? So you have to figure out.
They're blended together.
Yeah, the distiller made sense because different boiling temperatures.
Oh, where he showed the picture and he's burning everything and it's running down like a bad sign.
Like a distillery. Yeah.
Yep.
That would work. That should work because IPA will evaporate at such a low temperature.
He tried to cure it in his curing station, thinking that the resin would cure it, would separate, and turn to a goo. It all turned to goo.
Yeah, what you need to distill it. So you need to have it properly set up so you have the cooling as well. So when it comes up and the vapor comes up into it, when you heat it, you can actually distill it and then recollect it in your site. But both ends need to be sealed, because if they're not sealed, the IPA will evaporate.
Yeah, so Gary T in chat, and he said he was going to try this, but he didn't really have time. That supposedly if you leave it in there long enough too, that it'll separate by density, I guess, so the alcohol will be at the top and you can take it off.
Yeah, and you can siphon it off.
But yeah, I can't imagine a filter of any kind being able to separate one liquid from another liquid.
Now,
Like, that's more to separate
in my
solids.
ultrasonic cleaner, I've got mean green, and the bottom I've got resin goo. Now, it's perfectly green at the top, and the goo's at the bottom. In a minute, I put something in and turn it on, it's all mixed up. Now, if I want to siphon that off, I tried taking a scoop very slowly and grabbing the mean green, but I stir it up too much and makes a mess. So I need to take a little siphon pump, stick it in the top of it slowly, siphon it down to the goo, and then get rid of the goo.
Well, you need a big syringe, really big syringe, and then you can suck off that material and transfer it. And you keep it until you get near the end, and leave a little bit over the goo, and then wash it all out.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Slowly, so it didn't pull up the heavier stuff from the bottom.
But as far as for the IPA, I don't know. Dum Dum mentioned about, or Gary said they transfer it they let it settle. I have IPA in a container, in a Tupperware container, a lot of IPA, and I don't think that it ever separates and settles.
It does. It actually does if you leave it sit for a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
you would think that it would, and then very carefully you suck it off the top to separate it.
And whatever's left over, then you dump out and let it evaporate off. And then the gloop that's left behind inside this, just expose it to the sun, and it will harden, and then you throw it away.
It's like this print here, this bust that I'm doing for the Dragon. I put that in that container with IPA, and I had a lot of goo in there with it from old resin stuff. So I took a fresh bottle and I squirted it out of the cap, and I rinsed it off really good, and then I just let it air dry rather than running through water like I normally do. I just air dried it, and then I went and cured it.
Yeah, you should actually put the IPA into a bag, or no, you should put the mean green into a bag with your part and seal it, and then fill your sonic cleaner with water, or half it with water. So and push all the air out of the bag. So when you put it in there, what's happening is the mean green, the water will vibrate from the ultrasonic cleaner, which will transfer through the bag into the mean green, which will clean the part. But the water and your resin, your sonic cleaner will always stay clean, unless you get a bag leak.
Which you're talking about, then take out the zipper lock bag and disposing of it afterwards.
Yep, and that way then you're not contaminating.
That would go through too much mean green. I'll be getting rid of too much mean green. I just leave it in there and it's fine.
Well, you can reuse it in a bag. But when you're throwing it away, at least you're not destroying your sonic cleaner, filling it with gloop. It stays in the bag, and then
it'll wipe right out of stainless steel.
All right, I'm just saying, doing it the other way actually saves you all that cleanup.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I don't clean it very often. It's got an inch of goo in the bottom and mean green on the top, and I just keep adding more mean green. But when I throw parts in it, then it's stirring it all up and becomes milky green. So I need to skim it off the top by sucking it out and then cleaning it and putting it back in fresh. Yeah, but lately, like I said, I've been going strictly with IPA only.
I'm just excited. I think the community will come out. Besides distillation, if there is an option besides that, as a community, I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Distillation is probably the easiest way, and it's fast because of the melting, because of the evaporation temperature of IPA. It'll evaporate. IPA will evaporate at room temperature.
Great. Well, I think our pizza's here, so I'm going to let you go. I was really excited about that being featured in that big YouTube video. Thanks for letting me talk about it, Jerry.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice meeting you.
Yeah, I just came up here to wave originally, but I wanted to talk about your video that we saw the other night and way back, and I don't mind talking about my brother. I'm really proud of him.
Well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, you guys see everyone. See you, Matt, Liam, Jerry. See you, chat.
See ya.
Cool.
All righty. I think I'm going to end the stream. It's been 3 hours, 45 minutes, and I need to go get something to eat and kind of chill out. I'm getting a headache.
So, yeah, I'm going to get dinner as well. It's that time.
Yeah, I'm getting tired too.
Yeah, Matt needs to go and spend time with his CGI girlfriend. So,
go ahead and stay on screen for just a second, guys.
Sure.
I just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for the thumbs up, and thank you very much for those thumbs downs. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like some cool discounts, they're down below. I'll be live streaming, and I don't know, another 3 or 4 days, I'll do another hangout. And I'm not sure if I'm having a special guest on this week. It's been a couple months since I've had a guest on, but I really
Not
appreciate
CGI.
it. Yeah, I know you're real. But yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. And let me find my ending here. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.